There will be fireworks today. Good morning, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of NDB Media's Sports Talk with the Guys, home of the Monday morning quarterbacks on Saturday. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's 0600, and the O being, oh my God, it's early. Hide your kitties, hide your children. We are digitally prowling the internet. So be ready. We bring it real, and folks, you know it is as such. So we welcome you as we review the events of the past week, and we keep it real, folks. And as such, we kill brain cells because we do. And because we kill brain cells, we are the purveyors of the zombie apocalypse. So we welcome you all this morning. Good morning to Sports Talk with the Guys, home of the Monday morning quarterbacks on Saturday. The Saturday morning extravaganza is here. Good morning, NorCal girl. How are you today?
Mm, I'm good. How about you?
Oh, I am
Uh-oh.
just absolutely glorious, even knowing all the stuff I've been going through over the last 2 weeks. You know, it ah, a weight is being taken from me, and I just can't wait. I even wait with El Cucuys, the San
Ooh.
Bernardino team, their alternate jerseys, which is really cool. I want to give a shout out to Gridiron Girl. I understand you may not be joining us today. You have a personal engagement, but if you are able to join us, we'll see you in the chat room. But let's get this going as we normally do. Let's go around the horn as we do early this morning. And I let me do a quick refresh because I've had this open for about 2.5 hours. Not that I've been here for 2.5 hours, but it's been open for 2.5 hours. It's 61 degrees. It's going to get to a high of 86 and overnight no 56. So it's going to be lower or cooler tomorrow than it is right now at the same time. Very interesting. Humidity is 57%. Pressure is rising at 30.03 inches. It's not the only thing, but hey, it is what it is. Visibility is at 9 miles. Sunrise is at 6:54, about 50 minutes away. Sunset 6:19 p.m. Wind is heading to the southwest at 1 mile per hour. The dew point is 46 degrees. UV index 0 of 11, and the moon phase is a waxing gibbous. Up there in NoCal, what is the world like for you, young lady?
57 degrees at the moment, and later on tonight we're in for actually high wind warnings. They said they're going to
Ooh,
come in about 6 o'clock tonight. So
interesting.
with it still being as hot as it was all this last week, we're still having fire danger. So
All right. Fair enough. Oh, there goes my air freshener. I have to have that air freshener going off every 39 minutes now because of that little interloper. But hey, it is what it is. Good morning, one and all. Taking a look at history today in 1916 in the Baseball World Series, the Boston Red Sox beat the Brooklyn Robins 4-1 at Braves Field to clinch the series 4-1 and retain the title. Back in 1948, Casey Stengel takes over as the Yankee manager. Of course, he's in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Back in 1975, American Jacqueline Hansen runs a woman's world record marathon in 2 hours, 38 minutes, 19 seconds in the Nike OTC Marathon in Eugene, Oregon. And finally, I remember this. I'll have two more. Finally, or two more in 1982, I'm stuttering again. The Milwaukee Brewer Paul Molitor gets a World Series record 5 hits on this day. And in 1989, Dallas running back Herschel Walker. He's traded from Cowboys to Minnesota Vikings for 5 players and 6 future draft picks, including stars Emmett Smith, Russell Maryland, Kevin Smith, and Darren Woodson. Woo! That was a big deal today. Taking a look in National Rugby League, of course, the Telstra Premiership is over. The women's and men's internationals are going on, as well as the Pacific Championships. Next week, we'll go into a little bit more detail as we enter the additional rounds there. In the AVP league rankings, after week 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4, the New York Nitro are 7-1. Miami Mayhem at 5-3, tied with the Austin Aces and the Dallas Dream. Taking a look at the LPGA, they are overseas today. I believe they're in China. Forgive me if I got that wrong. Mao Saugo of Japan is, and this is live, so these have already been updated as of 2 minutes ago. Mao Seigo of Japan is minus 18 and 198 strokes. I believe they're already in round 4. Ronin Yin of China is minus 17, 199. And coming in at third, Sei Young Kim at minus 15. In the men, we have the juniors, I believe, the National Car Rental PGA Junior League Championship going on from October 11th to the 13th at Frisco, Texas, going on at the Black Desert Championship, Irvins, Utah, October 10th to the 13th. Right now, Steven Yager is a minus 14, 128. And tied for second is Adam Svensson and Ben Coles, minus 13 and 129. At the SAS Championship, PGA Tour of Champions, Cary, North Carolina, October 11th through the 13th. Billy Andrade is minus 7 and 65. Padraig Harrington is minus 6 and 66. And tied for third is Jerry Kelly and Matt Gogol at minus 5 and 67. As you know, IndyCar is done. They open up next year in St. Petersburg on March 2nd. And there's news of a new track joining IndyCar in 2026. We'll get to that maybe. NHRA Championship Drag Racing. Hashtag Fall Nats, Dallas, Texas, October 9th to the 13th. That's going on right now. Formula One, as you know, their next event is going to be the United States Formula One Pirelli Grand Prix, October 18th through the 20th. And then Mexico, October 25th to the 27th. And then Brazil, November 1st through the 3rd. NASCAR, we're going to go to the standings for NASCAR. William Byron is in first, Crystal Bell is second, Kyle Larson third, Denley Hamlin fourth, and Alex Bowman fifth. Major League Baseball, congratulations to the New York Mets for beating the Phillies 3-1. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers for edging out the Padres 3-2. They took the last game by a lot. Well, 2-0. The game before was a blowout. Was it 8-0 or 10-0?
Something like that.
It was significant. The Dodgers were down 2-1. They got everything together and took it in San Diego the fourth game and came home and won it 2-0. Yamamoto over the former Dodger. I think Darvish is his name. Hugh? Is it Hugh Darvish, I believe? Yeah, well, anyway. The Yankees took the Royals 3-1. And right now the series is tied 2-2, the Tigers and the Indians. So Philly Specials Tigers is taking on the Cleveland Indians, which belong to Almighty. Saturday's game will be at 1:08 Eastern, so that's going to be at about 10:08 our time today. Wow. Interesting. So congratulations to them. NHL. Yesterday, there were 4 games. Lightning 4-1 over the Hurricanes. Jets beat the Blackhawks 2-1 in a final overtime. Flyers 3-2 over the Canucks in a shootout. And the Golden Knights edged the Blues 4-3. In the standings for the NHL, we have in the Eastern Conference, the Atlantic Division, Tampa Bay is tied with Ottawa, the Maple Leafs, the Bruins, the Panthers, and the Canadiens, all with 2 points. In the Metropolitan, you have the New Jersey Devils with 4 points. In the Western Conference, the Central, you have the Jets, the Utah Hockey Club, and the St. Louis Blues with 4 points. And in the Pacific, the Las Vegas Golden Knights are 4 points. So really, really liking that one. So good morning, sis. Appreciate it. Glad you're here. Oh, I think she sent me all of her picks this morning. So, Liz, is there anything that you would like to get to finish up rounding the horn, like a historical event or anything in particular?
Well, historical event, and if you call gambling a sport, we had
Sure.
may as well. They took down the Tropicana in Vegas this weekend, and of course, we already know what happened with our wonderful Dolphins team for their Tropicana Dome, because completely lost its roof during Milton. That was horrible, and I know we'll probably get to that story later unless you want us to get to it now.
No, it's all right. I'm going to go ahead and take care of business at this point. I'm going to ask for everyone's indulgence. Ladies and gentlemen, the history of this program, uh, the Sports Talk with the Guys, Saturday morning extravaganza, and the Monday night editions, and the Thursday night editions, and the professionals, there have only been three editorials by yours truly over 16 years now. Next month, we'll be entering our 17th. And it is time for me to have an editorial right now, only my fourth. And FYI, I was planning a fifth one today, but I am going to hold off on that one for till next week. So, wow, two editorials in a month, two editorials in a year. That's a shock. But I'm going to get to it right now, ladies and gentlemen. So, I ask your indulgence, and I'm switching to it right now. I'm going to mute you at the moment. NorCal girl, or no, I'm not going to mute you. I'm just going to keep you on. But as you know, an editorial is a commentary piece, and it is for the individual that is giving it. So I'm going to go ahead and begin it right now. This commentary represents a failure on my behalf. A failure because I am blind. Blind because I'm loyal to those who are loyal to me, to the level that I am blind of their respective actions and deeds. While I wear prescription lenses or glasses, it took time for me to clear those same lenses of the fog and dirt of life, and now my vision has improved or cleared. 2 weeks passed, a post with a pejorative phrase was used by someone associated with NDB Media on the Sports Talk with the Guys Facebook page. Being tired of reading pejorative comments or phrases, I added a comment where I asked to be removed from future posts. This week, I was again included, and as such, I commented that I had asked to be removed from such posts, but that I knew the individual that posted the second post had nothing better to do than to get under my skin. This individual has stated as such on air that they do so in public, on air, and when we're in private, such as restaurants, events, or whatever, and that they enjoy doing so. I added to my comment that I'm not a child, I am an adult, and I have until kickoff to give my choices. As you know, this is related to the NFL picks. Almost immediately, after checking the timestamp, I had a missed call on my phone and then a text message that read, "Call me when time permits for you. We might have a potential problem." That was at Wednesday at 7:08 p.m., October 9th, 2024. At 11:53 a.m., in the Sports Talk with the Guys chat, the following post was displayed for all members in the chat. Attention, everyone. I just posted the Thursday reminder on Facebook. This is the last reminder post you will see from me. I was doing these reminders to help everyone along so that they don't miss out. I wasn't doing these reminders because, quote, I don't have an effing life, and, quote, I have nothing better to do, unquote. My reminders was kind like when you set your alarm to remind you to take your pills. I'm reading the quote word for word. You know when to take your pills, but the alarm is set just in case. I'm not going to selectively include or exclude people from a reminder post. I feel we are all a team. For me, it's everyone or no one. Signed, the individual. Less than a day later, this public, unprofessional post was posted. This screed was beyond the pale and, as usual, laced with pejoratives, assumptions, and accusations that were directed at me. So much for we might have a problem. I asked politely to be removed. The person in question gave me the finger by continuing to include me after I asked. Like I stated, you have nothing better to do than to get under my skin. Whatever. What if someone else had asked to be removed from the posts? What would have happened then? No. You chose to give me the finger and say, F you, I'm still going to include you. You sent a text, but had no intention of waiting for an answer. Again, whatever. In the business world, 24 hours is the norm to respond to an email, text, or phone call. I asked to be removed from postings, and the individual ignored my request. This individual initiated this entire situation. This person thought they were above everyone else. Quote, it is your way or the highway. That's it. All I asked was to be removed from a post. And I was included again the following week. You created this situation. And then you further created it when you commented publicly for all to see. Fine. In 16 years of choosing NFL games, I missed once out of approximately 4,096 opportunities. The time I missed, I was on vacation and chose not to respond. I'm not going to directly answer the individual's rantings and ravings because I'm done and I'm moving on. You made this public, and as such, you now have my public answer. Besides, I'm really not into middle school drama. But I've learned that my words mean nothing. I asked for something to be done, and you gave me the finger. Now, based on your post, you're making it all about you. Fine. I asked many people on this program to watch their language, and I'm ignored on that as well. I asked many people to watch what you say to other hosts, and it was ignored as well. Some of the hosts have been insulted on air. Well, let me tell you, I am no longer blind. From this point forward, any insults, pejorative comments from one host to another, or to a guest who attach or to a chat room participant, which is in my determination, you are gone. I have been blind or loyal for far too long and tolerated too much in the guise of loyalty. I am no longer going to do this. I suppose we will go ahead and resume our regular programming. Good morning.
Good morning. All I have to say is,
Okay,
you
I'm
know,
not going to
you
talk about it. I am not going to talk about it
well,
already. It's done. It's done. So I figured this was going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. So we're just going to go ahead and continue with the program. Again, I am sorry. This is internal stuff that went. And look, it's just going to happen that we're just going to have that going on. We're going to move on. I have already given my comments. I'm not going to go any further into this. So that's going to be it. Liz, if you have something that you would like to get to, we will go ahead and get to that.
are
Otherwise,
you kicking me off the show?
I'm not kicking you off the show. I'm not going
You,
to take
you,
a response
you
from you. I'm not going to take
and
a
I wasn't
response from
going
you.
to respond. Okay, fine. I won't respond then.
Liz, do you care to get to a point?
You're muted, Liz.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted, guys.
You
I was
did.
doing
It
something.
was good.
I was doing something. If we wanted to get to anything, we'd talk about Milton totally destroying Tropicana Fields Dome.
You
I haven't.
posted it in the private chat. I don't think he has access to that because you posted it at 5:54 in the morning.
Oh, okay, sure. You're gonna blame me for that because I'm the one that overslept this time.
Yeah, yeah, I am.
Okay.
Why don't you get to it?
So, all right. We all know that Milton hit Tampa Bay and the whole Florida area really, really hard, and the Tampa Bay, the Tropicana Field Dome, which had actually, thank God, they weren't there at the moment, but was being housed for a lot of the first responders that were coming in to take care of the aftermath. Milton completely took off their roof. And were you able to go ahead and post it over or not? If not, I can because show some of the damage. I
No,
could
I'll go
read
ahead
the
and do that
quote.
right now
Yeah.
so that they can see it in the chat room.
Yeah.
Now, folks, understand this was not for people, right? This was for the first responders.
This was all for first responders and line crew and different things that were being staged there that were coming in. It was a staging area for all the stuff because a lot of states had already sent personnel for it, and this is where they were going to be staged at. A lot
So,
of them, a lot of them wound up being rehoused over in one of the big hotels over there. I believe one of the ones that belonged to Trump actually housed a bunch of them.
what do you mean, how's Trump? I missed that.
One of the hotels that are owned, and I'm not sure which ones. So I'm saying probably more people would know the names of it. Um, that Trump owns, the big hotels that are down there, wound up housing them instead of Tropicana Field because it was a last minute decision not to actually house a lot of the first responders there. And if they had been housed there, a lot of them probably would have been severely injured. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the article, it says Tropicana Field features the world's largest cable-supported domed roof. It is made of 6 acres of translucent Teflon-coated fiberglass and supports
Mhm.
itself with 180 miles of cables connected by struts. Opposing forces of tension and compression keep the roof in an arc. Do you have an image of it?
The image should have been in the article.
Okay. If you guys want to see it real quick, let me go to it. I think you've all seen the damage on that.
Yeah. And attached in the article is actually video of it when the hurricane actually hit and it being ripped apart.
I don't think I have sound on that. All right. Have you heard of the damage, Big Dog, that happened over at Tropicana Field?
Yeah, and I was wondering why they would put the crews that are going to be trying to help everyone in a dome that is made of fabric when an
Or
when a
planning?
yeah, or planning to,
Yeah.
yeah, why do that uh potentially, uh especially when a hurricane of that magnitude was coming in, when they were actually expecting a category 5, even though it hit as a 3, they were still expecting, excuse me, a category 5.
They
And
were, not meaning to interrupt you,
they
Big Dog. They were actually
uh,
expecting it to be higher than a Cat 5, and they wanted to um, re give it a re rating of a Cat 6 for the first
oh
time.
yeah, I remember we talked
Yeah.
about that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
but wait a minute, Big Dog. You said this is a canvas dome. This is like
yes,
the Hubert Humphrey dome.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
and that's where they were housing the responders, in a canvas dome with a hurricane that could possibly have been the strongest hurricane ever on recorded in all of our time, and
Yeah.
they decided to put them in a canvas dome.
And you can see from there, from the winds, how badly it was already ripped apart. I just can't imagine if we'd have had those crews already in there, what could have happened. Because we had staging for hundreds down there.
Sorry to hear that,
So
Aisha.
this is crazy. Here's the imagery that you said was included.
Yes.
Um, I don't remember if it was at 170 miles or if it even was 180. I understand. I thought it was 180. There has been talk for a few years that they wanted to change the Safran-Simpson scale because it tops out, I believe, at 155. So,
Yeah.
if in fact they would have done that, this one would have been a change to, to the whole scale thing. So, that is absolutely crazy.
Which, which brings to mind then, okay, luckily the Dolphins are on a bye week this week, but where are they going to stage out of, at least temporarily? They're going to have to find a temporary home base because there's no way that they're going to be able to get in there with that kind of damage right now.
Yeah, could you imagine if the baseball playoffs were going on?
Uh-huh.
It would just
Exactly.
have to go somewhere else. That's all. That's the only thing that would happen, is they would just have to go somewhere else. You know, a lot of people have focused on the damage of the state, and I shouldn't even say a lot of people. The media is focused on the damage, and it is a huge structure, but it's not the only thing. I don't pretend to know all the stuff that has happened. Both of you probably know a lot more than I do over Hurricane Milton, of what it did. So this is absolutely crazy. You had the United States has now gone through two major hurricanes in the last, I think, 2.5 weeks, and uh, you know, real life is bigger than sports.
They're still trying to recover bodies from Hurricane Helena.
Yeah.
So, and then to be hit with this one again. And to my understanding, there is a third one just off coast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's
Off
another
the
one
coast of
coming.
what?
Florida.
Wow.
There's another one backed up to it.
I will tell you, folks, being on drugs makes a big difference. Liz, what I told you. Unfortunately, the drugs that I've been taking have now given me an infection. And I won't get into the details. You can imagine. But I know that I have an infection. We'll leave it at that, sadly. And it's just because of the cocktail I've been receiving lately. So I should be happier, but I'm not. It is what it is. So, all right. Well, everything that is going on in Florida. Was Florida the only state that was really hit?
To my understanding, yes, but I really haven't paid that much attention. I have friends that live in Tennessee and in South Carolina, and they're fine, and Louisiana is fine. It was mostly all of my friends and family that are in Florida that I was worried about. So they're all
Do you,
okay.
do you have family in Florida, Big Dog?
Nope.
Nor do I.
So, and if Sports Sister does not appear, I did check on her, and she is fine.
That's
She
good.
doesn't appear today, so.
I messed up, didn't I? By saying I didn't know anyone in Florida. I
Well, you
definitely
asked
messed
if you had
up.
family, not if you knew
Yeah.
anyone. I know a lot of people in Florida, but not family.
Yeah.
It's early.
Whatever. I've got yeah. It's all messed up too. I had 2 times 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. and now it's my times are all over the place, and it's just a mess right now. So, all right, well, fair enough. All right. Did you guys want to comment about the baseball playoff races? We just commented about them shortly. Did you want to get into them, Big Dog?
Just to say congratulations to the Dodgers, Yankees, and Mets, and then we'll see today if it's Detroit, which I know Philly's hoping it is, or the Guardians, or actually the Indians, excuse me.
Which is Almighty.
Hmm.
That's his team. So it's going to be at at 10:08 a.m. Pacific time this morning. So it'll be good. Uh, we'll see. Game 5, all or nothing. Uh, I was receiving a lot of comments from Gridiron Girl yesterday. I thought it was rather amusing. Poor thing. She was stressed out over her team, but they were always winning. So I didn't understand what was going on. But congratulations to her team. I know she's very happy. And as I mentioned, Gridiron Girl may not be joining us today only because she has a prior commitment. So, oh, I did promise to mention this to her. She stopped by, she gave me a gift, and it's a basic, fun little TV. And all it has is Star Trek on every channel, which I think is really funny.
That is cute.
And it has a remote control that actually works. It's kind of funny. So you can change the channel. It's like an old TV. It's kind of neat. It has scenes from about 15 different episodes. It's really kind of cool.
That's really cute,
Okay, that's
actually.
one. And there's another channel, City on the Edge of Forever. It's kind of neat. Kind of cool what it has. A few little things. So then you get the TV sign off thing. Yeah, it was cool. So
She
I thank you,
she
Gridiron Girl.
she was getting the TV as a little something for your little friend to watch. Your friend and the cats. They can all
Wait,
sit
wait,
there and
wait.
watch TV.
Well, hold on a minute. Money well spent. Otani did nothing. What do you
Nothing?
mean he did nothing?
Huh? Yeah,
You
I
mean
like
in the last game he did nothing? Didn't he? Well, okay, I don't know what he did in the series. Do you guys know what he did in the series? I don't know.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe he batted 267. I forgot what the rest of the other stuff was.
Okay.
The last couple of games, he hasn't been doing that well, or hasn't been doing much. Let's put it that way.
Scorekeeper's minimum is 270, so he's almost right there. And I think he had a home run and an RBI or something. So, hey, you know what? Look, uh, I remember a lot of players being picked on because of their failures. This is his first playoff. I'm not going to hold it against the man. I'm going to hold it against Aaron Judge, who is like 2 for 22 until he got a hit in the last game. That's bad. Oh, okay. That's what I meant, the last game.
Okay, last game.
Okay. Well, that's okay. You can't do it all.
And sometimes the last thing that you did is the first impression anybody remembers.
It's what have you done for me lately?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we did baseball. We did a little bit of hockey. We haven't touched on basketball in a little while. Do you have any news on NBA other than maybe the WNBA? Because I may have a little something on the.
Well, in the NBA, the season starts in less than 2 weeks. Tip off, I believe, is the 22nd, which is a Tuesday. And it'll be the Lakers and Minnesota Timberwolves. And I believe the Boston Celtics against Philly, I believe.
Do you know when the Lakers open up?
I just said it'll be the Lakers versus Minnesota.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm sorry. I was looking up at the calendar trying to get my date right. I don't listen.
No comment.
Elegant proof. Damn. All right. So, what is your prognosis for the Lakers this year?
We're going to suck.
Really?
Yep. As long as LeBron's there, along with his best buddy, the head coach.
Yeah.
And of course, the nepotism that goes on with that, with now Bronny James going to be on the team. And the Lakers didn't really do anything to upgrade. It's almost player for player, the exact same team as last year. Just a different coach.
Wow. All right. Damn.
Basically, different day, same story.
Yep.
Okay, so are the Clippers going to be any better for their new stadium? Oh, I'm sorry,
No.
arena.
No. They're gonna have one of the most fabulous looking arenas in all of sports, period. That have venues and arenas. I mean, he's got the money. He's Ballmer's in the top 10, if I'm not mistaken, for richest man in the world, and he did not chintz out on anything. I don't agree with that, with the so-called wall that they have. That's the Clipper wall, where they measure how much of a fan you are there, and if you're not enough of a fan to their standards, they kick you out.
And how are they going to measure you?
Every single seat there has a metric on it that measures how much you cheer, what you wear. In fact, you're not even allowed into that area if you were wearing anything other than a Clippers shirt. If you represent any other team, they will not let you in. Period.
You didn't hear about that, NorCal girl?
No, I didn't. But I've been preoccupied with other things myself here the last few weeks. That's crazy.
Okay. The big dog used the word chintz out. And I want to follow up with that because I don't know if a lot of people know this or not. Or well, let me ask both of you. When is the last time you guys can have a drink at a bar or an establishment? Do you guys
What do you
know?
mean? You mean like last call?
Yeah, last call,
Yeah.
please. Thank you. What's
It,
last call?
if the well, it usually depends on what time the bar closes, but usually it's about a half hour to 45 minutes before the bar closes,
Okay.
whatever time it may be.
Did you guys know there's a state law? Did you know that, NorCal Girl?
Yes.
Okay. It's 2 p.m. Did you
Yeah,
know that if you go to an AM, PM,
AM.
or a store, whatever, at 2 p.m. at 2:05, you can no longer buy liquor, which I did not know until a little while ago.
yeah.
You might
So,
want to rephrase what you just said. It's 2 a.m.,
what did I
not
say?
2
2 p.m.
p.m. Yes.
I'm on drugs. Leave me alone. It's 2 a.m.
2 p.m.
I,
None of us would be
I
doing
I
anything.
really am. I really am bad. I'm not feeling well. So anyway, it's good morning, Tony. I understand you're driving this morning. So good for you.
Good
He's on
morning,
his
Tony.
way to the football game. Um, it's 2 a.m. So you can buy liquor. Well, when Big Dog said a moment ago that he didn't chintz out, apparently he didn't chintz out as well when it came to the law that he got passed in the California legislature. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the Intuit Dome has an exception to the 2 a.m. It is now 4 a.m.
Hmm.
Oh, wow.
Did you guys hear about that?
No.
And what's the exception? How is that? And what did he do to classify that as an exception or whatever?
They went to the California legislature. They passed the law, and the Intuit Dome it is allowed to sell liquor after 2 a.m. to its guests and MVP hosts and stuff like that.
That's interesting. I wonder if that's like for private parties then, because um, sports venues or even concerts
Yeah.
usually do not even go past 11 o'clock. Midnight at the very, very absolute latest. So I don't know why he would try and get an exception to the 2 o'clock a.m. Um, statute. I don't know for what reason, unless he has a litany of events, private events, to be held there, which I think that's an exception anyways, because there are after hours clubs you can go to in LA County that will serve alcohol, but
And
they
the
have to
same
be
thing, like
classified
with
as such.
yeah, the same thing like with private parties and things. Many
Yeah.
years ago, I used to do security because I co-owned a security company here in California, and when we would do private events and private parties like weddings and stuff, um, we would still go ahead. They'd still serve alcohol long past the cutoff time for like regular bars and things.
I placed an article in the chat room because I did find it. Last call at 4 a.m. in California. Governor says yes for one private club in the LA Clippers' new arena. NBC4 Los Angeles is saying the new law signed by Governor Gavin Newsom over the weekend, which this was on October 2nd, will allow about 100 club members to be served wine, beer, and other liquor until 4 a.m. So the last call for drinks is 2 a.m. in California, but the state will soon carve out an exception to allow alcohol to be served until 4 a.m. for one private members only club located in the Los Angeles Clippers' new state of the art arena.
Oh, so
So
it's their club. Okay.
I thought it was absolutely amusing when Big Dog said what he did, and I said, "Oh yeah, he did. He went all the way." So, I
Well, like I said, he's got enough money. So
yep, yeah. After our bars do not serve liquor.
okay, good to know.
Yeah, but private parties, stuff like that. Those are private parties, as long as they don't
Yeah.
get out of hand. I imagine some places drink well into the morning, but they're private, and there are private locations like clubs and stuff that probably flout that rule, but as long as they don't get out of hand, no one really cares. Not that I know of any in El Monte on Peck Road. I don't know of any.
Yeah.
None. Is that El Monte? Yeah, I guess it is. Well, he got his exemption. Good for him. And hey, what are you gonna say? He spent and spent and spent. Oh well, I'm glad you agree. Thank you. Private party is different. Have you ever been to a private party like that, Liz?
Oh, yes, many times.
Really?
Many times.
What is your favorite drink,
Um,
if you have one?
oh, I do. It's generally a rum and coke.
Okay. Well, I have a commentary on how sad my life is when it comes to drinking. Big
More
dog,
rum and
did you
coke.
say your drink when you're maybe at a restaurant? Do you go for that iced tea one?
Yeah, Long Island iced tea.
Yeah,
But when
those are
you're at
good.
home, what do you have?
Um, it all depends on what mood I'm in, but I have whiskey and I have um coconut rum, vodka. It all depends on what I'm in the mood for.
All that shit is exotic to me. Do you mix the
Coconut.
drinks or do you take it just straight?
The coconut rum I usually mix with pineapple juice.
Oh, okay.
I just drink the coconut rum straight.
You can also,
Yeah,
but
it's
I
a
love
drink in
pineapple juice
itself.
though.
You love pineapple juice,
Yep.
but it is a crime against humanity to put pineapples on a pizza.
No,
No,
You
thank
do
you.
no,
like
it is
No.
not.
pineapple. You
Oh
do
yeah,
like pineapple? Oh,
I order it that way.
So do I.
who the hell on this program doesn't like pineapple on a pizza then?
Probably
Is
some,
it?
probably some probably the East Coast.
Oh yeah, because every time we say that, okay, well, fair enough. I have vodka, and it's behind me. Um, I mix it with the Costco lemonade because I don't know. I learned how to do it one way, and that was it. But when I put that much vodka, I put that much lemonade because I'm
How
a
much
light
vodka?
drinker. I'm sorry,
How much vodka?
probably a shot, you know, and then that much more lemonade in a cup. I found out what a lemon drop is, and I love a lemon drop. I want to give a shout out to Gridiron Girl because she said in honor of yesterday's game, she had a lemon drop, which is a drink you can buy in a can, which is a lot stronger than I have. And then she also commented that she also had a pint of vodka. I'm like, oh, wow, that's a lot more than I would normally drink. So good for her. If she's here in the chat room, she can confirm or deny any of the lies that I am telling about her right now. So she was very happy the Dodgers won yesterday. So, but I said I am a lightweight. I don't know how to drink any of the stuff, and she said she was having a lemon drop for me. I said, "Oh, good, thank you. I haven't had much to drink." Although this is her cup from Wednesday,
You still haven't thrown that out.
I should throw it away, and I just did.
God.
Yeah, she came over to visit for a few minutes. It was kind of cool. So it was all right. So maybe she'll give us details in the chat room what she's doing today. So, but all right. Other than that, we'll see. So there was a post by Anime Girl earlier.
Oh yeah. That she wasn't going to be in, or was going to try to be in.
Okay. I'm sorry that she is. Well, we have likes this morning from Aisha Kerr, Sonia
Oh,
Robles.
there you
Yeah, I thought
go.
it was Tony. I thought it was Tony that didn't like the pineapple.
Oh, is he the one that's talking crap?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, maybe Tony would like to defend the honor of not putting pineapple on there because I understand that putting pineapple on a pizza is not a Hawaiian thing, it's a West Coast thing or a California thing, and then eventually extended out to other places. It's a crime for us Italians. Tony, you're Italian? Part of the mafia? Hopefully he'll answer that in a moment. Well, folks, it's 6:45 a.m. Pacific time, October 12th, 2024. Oh my God, it's a holiday weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it Columbus Day or Native American Day or something or other now? I forgot what they renamed it.
It depends.
Indigenous People Day?
I think it's Indigenous Peoples Day, but officially it is still Columbus Day.
Yes.
Federal law has it as Columbus Day. Oh my God, that's Monday. Oh man, I'm so blind to all that stuff right now. Okay, well, however, All right. Well, we have 14 minutes before we start getting to the NFL stuff. So, do you guys have any other stories that you wanted to get to in particular, other than the Otani failure on the last game? I'm not going to hold that against him. He says his mom is 100% Italian. Okay. I guess I'm assuming you are as well. Did you guys want to get to anything in particular? Do you have any stories?
I can't think of any at the moment. I was running late to grab stuff. I know there's more there.
All right. The WNBA is having issues with their league right now, and the attendance dropped off a cliff after the Indiana Fever were eliminated. As you know or don't know, Caitlin Clark is on the Indiana Fever. She set scoring records, assist records, and she was the first rookie ever to score several triple doubles. I think it was 2 of them in the season.
The only
And
triple doubles ever.
I'm sorry, what?
Not the only triple doubles ever, not just as a rookie, just in the entirety of the WNBA, there had never been a triple double.
Oh,
till this
really?
season. Yes.
Oh, she got 2 of them, right?
Yep.
Have you seen Caitlin Clark play?
Yes.
Do you think she's a good player?
No, I think she's a great player.
Yeah.
If she were a guy, they would compare her to Steph Curry shooting wise.
Could she play in the NBA?
No.
She's too small, right?
She's too small. She's too slow. She's not strong enough.
Yeah. I was privileged to see one game where she scored 30 points, and I saw a bunch of others of what she was doing. And I have talked about the WNBA in the last few years, that the girls play, or the women, if I say girls, it's negative, and I don't mean to, but fine. It's been brought to my attention that they are women, they are athletes, and I'm sorry. But these women play fundamental basketball. Really good stuff, but it's fundamental. That's it. I had commented a year ago that the WNBA, after 20 years, had not done anything to change its game. I think if you ask the big dog, and maybe he could give us an answer to it right now, the NBA has reinvented itself maybe every 15 to 20 years, and maybe not necessarily reinvented, but the style of play. Would that be fair to say?
It's been more exciting the last few years, but pretty much they've played the same since the beginning, and that's because for the most part none of the women can dunk. That's the major difference between the NBA and the WNBA. They have to play fundamental ball because they can't play above the rim.
Okay. I got confused. Were you talking about it being more exciting than the WNBA?
The last few years, the WNBA has become more exciting. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it has, but even then, still no. I remember the NBA being a fast break league in the 80s, and then they became a New York Knicks type, Detroit Pistons type league for about 10 years or so. And then I lost track of what it became. And then I think there was a 4th iteration where they became a shooting league. Is that fair to say, or I got it all wrong?
Yeah. Once Steph Curry and his generation of players came in, the 3 ball became, instead of it just being a last minute shot that as the clock was running out, they started running plays, and it is now, as we know now in 2024 or in the 2020s, even 2015's on. It is more important than a 2-point basket. I don't know how many times I've seen fast breaks where it's a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-1, and instead of going in for the guaranteed layup, they will pull up to the 3-point line and shoot it. So they'd rather go from a 85% shot because of the layup by yourself to a 37% shot. And that is done, I would say, 90% of the time on fast breaks.
What was the layup percentage you said?
I'm assuming anywhere from 85 to 90% on a fast break.
And my layup percentage would be a 10. So I guess I'd shoot from the outside also. Yeah, I guess because I can't believe a layup is over 80 and they're posting up. Well, not posting up, but they're taking a shot from the outside. That's crazy.
I
That's
mean,
absolutely
there
crazy.
are certain people, of course, that you give the green line to all the time, which Steph Curry being one of them, Damian Lillard, a couple of the other guys that are shooting 45, almost 50% from the 3-point line, and they're taking hundreds, if hundreds of 3-pointers, and their shooting percentage is almost 50%. Those guys, yeah, no problem. It's just like if you have a home run hitter, Aaron Judge, or Barry Bonds back in the day, and he's got a 3-0. He got a 3-0 count. Barry Bonds was one of the few people that was allowed to swing if he wanted to on a 3-0 pitch because of what he's capable of. Correct?
Yeah.
So, same thing at the NBA. There's certain people you don't tell no to because they've proven it.
You want to make the pitcher pitch, so on a 3-0 you're going to take. The only thing I would add to what the big dog just said was I think Barry Bonds, when he was on that incredible string, he had the green light on every pitch because he never got a good pitch to hit. And it
Yep.
seemed
And
like the one time he got a pitch, he hit it out.
yep. And also, I mean, on a 3-0 pitch, you're almost guaranteed a fastball down the middle or a pitch down the middle.
Well, you know what? It was interesting in the National League. It was perceived that they were the fastball league, that you would get it. In the American League, it was perceived before they integrated and they did the umpires and all that stuff. That in the American League, they would get over a curveball, a changeup, whatever. In the National League, on a 3-0 count, you knew a fastball was coming in, allegedly. So, but all right, going back, if I may, to the NBA. I asked you 2 or 3 years ago if Steph Curry today, right now, this second, ended his career, is he a Hall of Famer? And you said yes.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
So not even. Okay. So all right, first ballot Hall of Famer, and this is what everyone harps about. Is he a unanimous choice Hall of Famer? Should he be?
If you take his career as a whole, I would say yes. I mean,
Okay.
he's going to be pretty damn. It's going to be pretty damn surprising if it's not unanimous. I know it's only happened a few times, but he's one of those guys. He's always conducted himself extremely well off the court. There's never been any off the court problems with him. He always gives a
Yes,
good
there has.
interview. He's engaging.
Dude, I can't believe you've missed that. There have always been issues with him.
Off the court?
Yeah, his daughter in the interviews.
Anyways, and his career has spoken for itself. I mean, he has the 4 rings. He led the super team for all those years till finally last year before they finally had the decline. He's one of the few people in NBA history that you can say he changed the game. Because of Steph Curry, the three-pointer is not just a portion of the game, it is a main part of the game now. Everybody wants to shoot a 3.
The reason why I'm asking about him is, who is the best player in the NBA right now? It certainly is not LeBron. Is it Steph Curry?
No. Steph's on the decline now. Actually, it's kind of open. I mean, I would say the 2010s, LeBron was probably the best player. But towards the end of that decade, Kevin Durant started coming into his own. But I really don't see a number one. Probably, I mean, if you had to pin me down and say best player, I might have to go with Jokic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an unpopular person because of the name, but I mean, name me a guy that can go out there and consistently post you up, shoot from the three, has a mid-range shot, throws out. I think he averages 6 or 7 assists for a 7-footer. So he's probably the best all-around player out there right now. I mean, and Luka Doncic. It's funny that they're European players that are the best. Slow as hell, perceivably so. But,
NorCal Girl, who's your favorite player?
I really don't have any at the moment, honestly.
In the NBA. Really? You don't?
Yeah, no. So.
My favorite player died in the 80s. He didn't die, but he played in the 80s. And then there was one other guy I only knew by name only, and it was, of course, the mailman. But before, it was James Worthy. I like James Worthy because when he burned you, he never showed you up. He rarely ever dunked. If he dunked, it's because he was mad, and he was sending you a message. But he burned you so bad each and every time. It sucked to play against him. Could anyone ever play Worthy? And you remember more than I do. Worthy was fearsome on the line.
Worthy in his prime, no. You just try to contain him. You could never really shut him down. But what was funny is there was. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say I didn't fully think about going back through history, and I was thinking more current because I don't have anybody current. You go back through history. There's a ton. I could name 5 right off the bat, but
oh, okay, here we go. All right. Michael Jordan. Okay. Would you please list the all-time great player, Big Dog?
Oh, for me, it's Kareem, hands down.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan is second. I'll give him that.
Now, why was Kareem the greatest when he left? Could you please educate the audience again?
Because when he left, when he retired in 1989, he was pretty much on every statistical category. He was either 1, 2, or 3. Most of them number 1, and almost in every offensive category.
And how was he defensively?
Defensively, he was also in the top 2 or 3 for all the major ones. And at the time when he retired, he was the blocks leader in NBA history.
And how many rings did he have? Sorry, NorCal Girl.
No, I said, I was agreeing with what Big Dog said.
How many rings did he have?
He had 6 rings.
6, yeah.
Same as Jordan.
6 rings. I thought
Same
he
as Jordan.
had 5.
No, he had 5 with the Lakers, and he won the first one in Milwaukee with Oscar Robinson.
All right. Damn it, I got behind. You think Jordan is the greatest of all time? Did you know that even Jordan said this whole GOAT thing is immaterial? That impressive.
And that is also Kareem's. When asked that question, that's also what he says. The only one that had ever talked about the GOAT being the GOAT is LeBron James. Yes, and he has self-proclaimed himself as such. So for me, just proclaiming that you're the best makes you not the best.
Exactly. Well, we all know
if you have to go out and call yourself the best, you're not the best.
Nope.
Just like the nicknames. No one named Jordan did not name himself Air Jordan. No one named Kareem's cat. Those were given to him. No one named Irvin Johnson. No one named him. He didn't name himself Magic. That was a reporter. Of all the greatest players out there, the hick from French Lick, Larry Bird. He didn't name himself that.
I'm sorry. I forgot
He
about
didn't
that
name,
one.
Bird is
he
only
didn't name
number
himself.
one.
He didn't name himself that. That wasn't his name.
No.
What was that
Someone
again?
named him that.
Please?
The hick from French Lick, because he's
My
from
God,
French
I
Lick,
forgot
Indiana.
about that one. You know why? Because hick has become, there's a negative connotation. I can't believe it. Oh my God. He was named that. I had forgotten about that.
Mhm.
Lukey says
Uh,
he's just my favorite. That's all.
yeah, and that's fine. Everybody has their favorite. But LeBron is also the only gentleman, other than calling himself the greatest player of all time. He is also pretty much the only player that named his own nickname, the King. He named himself that. No one named him that. He did.
That's because he's self-entitled. He's
Oh yeah.
arrogant.
Yep.
He's full of,
And all
you
the
know
people that
what?
back him saying that he's the best player ever, all over their, they keep,
Yeah.
oh, well, look what he did. He opened a school and he sent people on, to college, and he's done this, and I'm like, okay, that's
Yes.
off,
And
that's off the court. What does that have to do with on the court? That's great for him. I go, but he does it publicly. I go, can you tell me that Michael Jordan, Kareem, Magic, Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, you tell me that they don't do that kind of stuff? They just don't make it public.
exactly.
We catch.
You hear years later all these people that Shaq has helped out,
Mm-hmm.
and he's extremely humble about it. They'll come out after him and say, "Oh, back in 2015, you helped this family that were on the street, and you bought them a house. Is that true?" He's like, "Yeah, that's true," and that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's true.
Remember when he bought the LAPD cars that were blown up,
Mhm.
or not
Yeah.
blown up, but well, yeah, they were blown up by the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because of the
I-
riots. Yeah,
Yeah, that was,
and that
it
didn't
was
come out till later, and he did not make a big thing about it. That's just it. LeBron is all about the media. That's one of the reasons why I don't like him. I will tolerate him because he's wearing the purple and gold, but other than that, no. I so wish that he would not have signed that 2-year extension. I so wish that they would have traded him. So on and so forth. We play better when he's hurt, when he's out of the game.
Because not all the attention is focused on him anymore. It's throughout the rest of the team.
Yeah, he is. I'll put it nicely. He is ball dominant whenever he's in the game.
What
He
he's
is
what?
definitely
Ball dominant,
ball dominant.
Meaning
He
he's a
takes
ball hog.
possession.
meaning he has to have the ball in his hands at all times.
And you said
Yeah.
LeBron, right?
Yes, if you watch
Yeah.
any Laker game where LeBron is playing and LeBron gets the ball, it stays with him and he dribbles at the top of the key till there's about 5 seconds left on the clock, and then decides to initiate the offense. So now instead of everything spread out, you guys have your play to run. Now you're scrambling around like a chicken without a head because you only have 3 to 4 seconds to shoot.
The biggest gripe, and forgive me, this is me remembering, the biggest gripe against Kobe was, for the longest time, that he was a ball hog.
Mhm.
And in the last few years of his career, and it was more than 5, he passed the ball around a lot. And the Lakers did well when he did that. But he did that at the end of his career. Is that an exaggeration, or did I get that wrong?
No, he was a ball hog, and he really didn't start distributing the ball till towards the end when his injuries started to become more and more frequent. So,
All right, fair enough. Folks, I do want to say that Aisha had commented right now. There's no such thing as a GOAT because there's always someone better coming up behind. Here on Sports Talk with the guys,
sooner or later.
yeah. Here on Sports Talk with the guys, we only have in the 16, as I said in November, 17 years. In the 16 years that we've been on, we have only mentioned it was Big Dog and Cuervo that had discussion on why their respected players were the greatest of all time. And yours truly, when he won six NFL championships, I posted on Facebook and it was really to shut everyone up. That's all I did it. That's the only reason why I did it. I declared Tom Brady the greatest of all time in the NFL on his sixth. What'd he do? He won another one right thereafter. That's the only time that I declared a GOAT. Big Dog and Cuervo had a conversation right here in front of me. Very, very interesting conversation. And it really was a discussion on who was the greatest of all time in basketball. That's it. The only time we've ever mentioned it. Haven't talked baseball, haven't talked hockey, soccer, curling, or highlight. Because we all have our different opinions on the greatest of all time. It's not something that we're going to waste our time on. Part of it is true what Aisha says, but the other thing is we grew up with the players that we grew up with. We saw them play. And then we see these other players that come after. They're never going to match what we saw play. Would you take the shooter right now from Golden State, or will you still take Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
As far as what?
Just on one-on-one, which is impossible because you have a guard right against a center. Yeah, that's actually lame. You can't even do that.
If I took Steph Curry in his prime and Kareem in his prime, I would take Kareem all the time.
So still. All right.
Because Kareem is 7'2". There's no way Curry's gonna be able to guard him. All Steph has to do is miss one shot.
Yep.
And Kareem get the rebound, and it's over with because Kareem will not give the ball back up. All he'll do is back Steph down the whole time.
And you know that was stupid on my part. It's nothing against Steph.
Oh yeah, nothing against Steph.
You have a height advantage
of a foot because I believe Steph is 6'2". He's either 6'2" or 6'4". Well, and Kareem is 7'2", but possibly 7'3".
Does he have an incredible wingspan though? Still.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, and Steph does not. Steph's a big guy, but wasn't that big. But all right, fair enough. That's all I wanted to add about the greatest of all time. Major League Baseball is going through a change right now. There are arguments as to who the greatest or the best player is right now in baseball. I believe that Trout from the Angels will no longer be the best player at the end of the season. Early next season,
he's not the best player now, unfortunately.
Someone else will be crowned very soon. We all know that the Braves had Ronald Acuna out there as one of the best players. He is injured, unfortunately, again, because they keep hitting him in his wrist. I think it's more deliberate than anything. You have Ellie De La Rosa from the Cincinnati Reds. I don't know if you guys have seen him. Oh my God, that kid is exciting. And then you also have someone by the name of Shohei Ohtani, who is one of the better offensive players right now in all of baseball. But is he the best player? No, he's not. He doesn't play defense. He's a DH. He's one-dimensional. But next year, if he pitches, it's a whole different conversation. So, okay, mind your own business. Sorry, she got involved right now. She said, I don't understand. All right, I'm going to ask. I need to step away for a little bit. I'm going to be back in about 2 minutes. Big Dog, if you would go ahead and if you want to talk about anything, go ahead and do so. I got to run in. I'll be back in about a minute because I left my stuff inside. I'll be right back.
Big Dog, did you hear the whole debacle with Aaron Rodgers and how he's absolutely resenting the fact that people are saying with the rumors that he had a hand in Shaw's firing?
Yeah, because they played a previous interview. They said something about if you had the power to fire your coach, would you? And he said yes.
Yeah. I don't think just because he commented on that, he really had a hand in it. That comes from higher up than just Rodgers. You know?
Yeah, but they do I'm pretty sure if the guy they're paying, $45 million says, I don't like this guy.
But true.
So,
But I think it has a lot more to do with, how many wins have they had? How has the coaching been with it? Versus just what Roger says.
just to let you know, Liz, I'm going to be jumping off pretty soon.
I figured you would be.
Mm-hmm.
I figured you would be.
Not being allowed to talk, I'm not going to, nope.
You do what you need to do.
Yep. And for anybody out there listening that heard the editorial earlier, it was me he's talking about. And I did not do it as a middle finger. That didn't even enter my mind. Not one iota. I was truly just trying to remind people to get their picks in. No malice or anything on anyone, because that was not my intention. I want everyone to have fun. I want everybody to have a chance. That's all it was. Now, he took it different, and the reason why I answered the way I did, because of what he said. So, I do have an article I just wanted to get to real quick. I know we're already running late.
Oh no, go.
But Trevor Bauer is suing his accuser as she broke their settlement terms. Trevor Bauer, the former Los Angeles Dodger and Cy Young Award winner, whose career was upended by sexual assault allegations, is reportedly suing his accuser for violating their settlement agreement. According to TMZ, on Friday, so this was yesterday, the 33-year-old LA native filed the suit this week against accuser Lindsey Hill. Bauer was placed, of course, on administrative leave by Major League Baseball in July of 2021 and later suspended for an unprecedented amount of 324 games after Hill created a selfie video detailing her allegations against the star pitcher. In that video, Hill said Bauer violently raped her in his Pasadena home earlier that year. She alleged Bauer choked her into unconsciousness and forced her to have sex during 2 encounters. Bauer countered, claiming that they engaged in consensual rough sex following guidelines that were previously agreed upon. The pair filed dueling suits, which were settled in October of last year. Bauer did not face criminal charges. It says Bauer is now claiming that Hill violated the terms of their settlement by speaking out on social media and making a podcast appearance. TMZ reports that Hill claims she received $300,000 as part of the settlement, but Bauer says that was from her father's insurance payout, not his. In a new suit, Bauer is seeking $220,000 in liquidated damages and attorney fees, $10,000 per alleged breach. Bauer has maintained and denied all wrongdoings. In a separate case, prosecutors in Arizona filed felony charges against a woman accused former Dodger pitcher Bauer of assault. And it says that the charges came after a grand jury in Maricopa County handed down an indictment against Darcy Adana S. All right, Raj. ESEMONU.
ESEMO.
MNU on account of fraud and 1 count of theft by extortion.
It could be SMU.
Okay. Well, the N's in there.
Yeah.
Nanu?
ESEMNU, right?
MONU.
MO. Oh. Esmono. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It could be Esemono. I don't. It could. Oh, actually, it could be like the name Pani Agua literally means bread and water. Esemono. It could be, that doll. That it could be Esemono. Yeah. Ooh, wow.
Okay. Well, so Bauer's suing her for breaking their NDA, I would assume. So.
And how much is he suing her for? $200,000.
$220,000. So that would say she breached or she violated the agreement 22 times because evidently it was a $10,000 fine every time she talked about what she talked about. Kind of like the Stormy Daniels thing when she talked
Yeah.
about
It was
Trump.
$1 million fine if she.
Yeah. So with it being $220,000, he said it was 10,000 per violation. So that would come out to 22 violations.
Jesus.
And if the agreement was there, I don't see how he's going to be losing the case.
No,
Yeah.
I doubt she has that much money anyway.
I like the way they phrased it though. $220,000 in liquidated assets.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna sell off whatever property she has. It'll take a while for it to get there. But if they already have an agreement, this is pretty quick. It's not gonna take very long. I just don't think she has the money for that. Knowing the individual and what we know about her, I don't think she has the means. But doesn't matter. You
Well,
know,
I mean,
it's
she had the $330,000 payout already. Don't forget.
So she's just going to be paying him back.
Essentially, well, he says it's from the father's insurance. That part I don't understand. Why it would be the father's insurance? I don't know whose father, her father, his father. I don't know. That's the only thing that's stuck in there. There was no link to why it would be that, but I'm gonna have to delve more into that. As far as the father paying it out instead of Bauer, unless the father is his agent or something.
Could be.
I don't know.
That's bad.
Do you think he'll be back? Especially since he just won the MVP of the Mexican League.
He should be back already. See, but folks, I am more sympathetic to him now than I ever was in my life. The guy is a jerk. The guy is into himself. He is not a friendly guy to deal with. But he's great with his fans. I mean, he is phenomenal with his fans. But when you listen to him in interviews, and I've heard, okay, I don't want to relitigate this stuff. The guy's a jerk. He engaged Major League Baseball where he took on the commissioner, which you shouldn't do, and he did. And I'm not going to say that there's a written policy now to hire him, but
he's been blackballed.
Blackballed. And this guy Bauer would be the perfect American story. Folks, I know I'm a romantic when it comes to it, but when you look at American history, and I mean not only in the entertainment, in the athletic, in the political, American heroes are wounded. And then they come back. That's the American story.
The underdogs, yeah.
He's overqualified. And not all of our heroes were good guys either. Not all of them were well liked. That's what frustrates me is he qualifies under everything to be given a second shot.
Who was the Hall of Famer that was a racist and the Georgia Peach? Wasn't it him?
Ooh, I'm glad you brought that up.
I always forget his name. Isn't that who it is? The Georgia Peach?
It's interesting because someone wrote an article about the alleged racism.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie where, yes, oh my God, I can't remember his name right now. Honus? No.
I'll get it right now.
Wasn't Rogers Hornsby either.
No.
It was the Georgia Peach. It was, yes, one of the best players in the history of baseball. Someone pointed out that today they consider him racist. But when you look at the history and you look up his name and the word racist, it shows Ty Cobb.
Oh God, yes, sorry.
Okay, what do you know of Ty Cobb? That racist pig, right?
Yeah.
Well, apparently someone did a word match, and the word racist and Ty Cobb only shows up after the movie with Tommy Lee Jones.
Really?
And they made some commentary where they looked back into some articles, and there's serious doubt on whether he is or he isn't. I don't know because I haven't looked into it, but I believe the way the article was written that they could point to significant data points that the Ty Cobb movie and the Tommy Lee Jones, which was a really good movie, but the word racist and Ty Cobb, the data points explode right there.
Ah.
And you know how they can do a search through literature now. It's
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
So it was funny that the big dog would mention that right now because I myself had said the racist Ty Cobb. I'm guilty of saying it. And now
here's the interesting thing. It says the question was put, what was Ty Cobb's reputation? It says Cobb's reputation as a violent man was exaggerated by his first biographer, sports writer Al Stump.
Yes.
Whose stories about Cobb have been proven to be sensationalized and largely fictional.
Yes. Now, they pointed to that as well because and the reason why they're saying, but this is Monday morning quarterbacking or revisionist history. No, because when the book was written, everything Big Dog just said was mentioned about the book at the time that it was sensationalized. So there's a little bit of consistency.
And to top it off, to show how he might have actually been the reverse of what everybody's thinking, they asked, a question was posed, what did Ty Cobb think about Jackie Robinson? He says, Cobb himself was a vocal supporter of integration in baseball. And when asked about Jackie Robinson in 1952, he said, quote, the Negro should be accepted wholeheartedly and not judgingly, end quote.
Oh.
Quote unquote from the racist Ty Cobb. And to use the word Negro in the 1950s, hey,
that was
shut
normal.
Up. Yeah, shut up, folks. Don't even argue that.
Actually, Negro, that back then, that was the polite way, and actually accepting them as a peer, one of your own, when you call them Negro rather than any of those other words that they use.
Look, we're not experts on a lot of that stuff, but we do know a little bit of our history. All I'm saying is I appreciate that Big Dog brought up that name because I thought about talking about that, about the sensationalism and everything that's going on. So that's fair. And that is really good. I'm glad you mentioned because it had been in the back of my mind, meaning it's going to stay back there forever. So that's a reminder. We have Aisha with us. We have Gridiron Girl. We may have Tony still with us. I know he's driving. I know he likes to listen in when we're driving. So I just want to know if Tony suffers from road rage. Because I told you guys, sadly, I do suffer from road rage. I was in Alaska, and their move in Alaska is this. When you're driving, they like to sneak in on your quarter and then cut you off. Oh my God, SoCal Roger kicked in at a mark. I lost my mind. I overtook him and I said, F you. I'm here now. And then as soon as I did that, the pan hit me. The anvil said, hey dude, everyone in Alaska is armed.
Mm-hmm.
Except for you.
Yep, they got gun racks.
Yes, they do.
They're not carrying. They have gun racks in the front seat and they have gun racks in the back seat.
In Alaska, are you allowed to carry sidearm like the way like in Arizona where you can actually carry it open carry? Excuse me. Is Alaska that way also, or you're not sure?
It is. Everyone has a gun. I don't know. I believe it is open carry. Okay. If you go by Alaska State Troopers, as soon as they pull you over, you have to tell them you have a weapon on you.
Yes.
And that's it. And they just want to know, and they ask where it is. Alaska State Troopers, oh my God. I loved that program, but I also disliked it because their whole thing is if they have any reason, they're going to take you out of the car and immediately cuff you and keep you there. It's like, dude, calm the F down. But okay, again, different state, whatever. All I can say is I want to thank the trooper that did not give me my ticket on the last day that I was there because I blew past him at 75 miles an hour trying to get to the airport. I was south of Soldotna. For those of you that know where that is, north of Homer. I was still over 2 hours away getting back to Anchorage. And it was a 2-lane road. It was empty.
Thought it was empty.
I thought it was empty. I was driving. There was a curve in the road, a slight going down. And there he was turning in. And I blew past him. And I'm like, oh, son of a. So I let go of the accelerator. I didn't hit the brakes. If you hit the brakes, guaranteed, you're nailed. And I could see him. He got in 3 cars behind me, and he was following. I'm like, oh my God, he's coming. And another car veered off, and he's coming. Another car veered off. And then the car in front of me hit their brakes, so we all hit our brakes. And then he pulled away, and I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God. Ugh. I lost about 2 pounds in those 3 minutes. Open carry is legal in Alaska for any person who's legally allowed to possess a firearm. The minimum age to open carry is 16.
Wow.
Yep.
See, but the question from Big Dog was, can you actually carry it like they do in Arizona where you can show it like a gunslinger? I didn't know that. But open carry is
That's
open carry.
Yeah.
Open carry means you can have it on your, shoulder strap, or you could have it right here in front of you, or you could have it on your sidearm, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
I've seen videos of guys that do it on purpose in the South, I guess, either in Mississippi or Alabama or wherever they allow open carry. And the guy's walking down the street, and he's got
an AR-15.
Well, no, because AR-15s are banned, so it was like an AR-15.
Oh,
it was
okay.
a semi-automatic. It was a semi-automatic of some sort, and he's just walking down the street, and the cop, is having a fit, and he gets pulled over. He's like, well, he gets out, pulls his gun on the guy, and he's like, whoa, what are you doing? He's like, after they calm down, and the cop's like, you can't walk there. He's like, yes, I can. This is an open carry state. I'm carrying my weapon. What is the problem? And the cop kept going. It was one of those kind of a First Amendment audit type of thing.
Yes.
I guess it was a Second Amendment audit.
I actually have probably seen the one you're talking about. There aren't that many.
Yeah, not for that. Not that
right.
way. I've seen, of course, tons of First Amendment audits, but the Second Amendment one, that's why I was intrigued by it. I'm like, okay, let's see what's going on here.
Me too.
And yeah, the cop called like five other cop cars in.
I was going to say he called 4.
Yeah.
I think we've seen the same video.
And they were all around, and the guy educated the police saying, you may not feel it's correct, and other people may not like the fact that I'm walking. Yeah, they're being nervous, but being nervous is not. I love the way he said it. Are you the police that enforce laws, or are you the feelings police?
Oh,
exactly.
Because feeling scared is not a crime.
Yeah.
Or can't be punishable by
crime. We've seen the same video.
Yeah.
Oh my God, We've seen the same video. That's funny. Yeah. Tony says 10-hour drive, so I'm here for the long haul. No, I don't road rage. I refuse to empower a buffoon who impact my emotions. Well, Tony, as evidenced by my last 17 years on NDB Media, I let buffoons impact my emotions. I read the comments in the chat room. I'm sorry, Tony. I took a shot at you. So, yeah. But you don't have road rage? That's good, because you're a man of character. I am not a man of character.
He might start getting road rage unless we get these picks going.
And that's what I was about to say. Hey, look, we've been talking. I like Tony. Yeah, whatever. My sister flinches when I drive. She flinches. You're getting too close. And I'm exaggerating. My daughter won't even budge an inch. She has said, oh, no, Dad has ice water in his veins. When people try to cut me off, no, it doesn't work. My poor sister's probably had several strokes when I'm driving. I'm sorry. Let's get to them. Let's get to the picks, please. So, are you guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I am not going to partake in the football picks, so okay. I will see you. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you later.
Have a great game.
You too.
Okay. So, let's go ahead and get to it. And I've got everything already all set up, and we're good. So I already have all the games already here, and we already have the final for the Thursday night game, which was the San Francisco 49ers 36-24. What was this? That's being called a low-level kamikaze pilot.
Yeah.
I missed that. What does that mean?
Yeah, the fact that you were speeding so fast and you were going, you're a low-level kamikaze, you're a low-level pilot. If you're
Okay.
speeding so fast in and out of traffic.
Oh, got it. Anime girl,
Yes.
morning. Do you wish to clarify your comment?
Comment. You said somebody tries to cut you up, you you don't give in. I said, yeah, that's called being a low-level kamikaze pilot.
No, it's this. Look, there are rules on the road. I'm in line, and the lane to merge has already ended, and they still try to come ahead. I'm like, no. You had your chance back there. And besides, there was a line of 10 people. You wanted to skirt up in front when everyone else got in line. I'm not enforcing the law. I'm enforcing my position in line. And the secret, seriously, folks, the secret to, keeping from people cutting you off is you lean into the other lane. You don't go into the lane, but you use the weight of the car to lean in. Most people are cowards. You get some that are a little more aggressive because they've gotten their way, but the reality is you lean into the lane. That's how you do it. And I've used the weight of my vehicle all the time. And 99 times out of 100, I don't even remember the last time I got beat. But that's what you do. You use the weight of the vehicle. So anyway, all right. I think we went over the game right here. 49ers 36-24 over the Seahawks.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Hey, you almost had it, I swear. When they started that second half, Niners definitely took their foot off Seahawks' throat there for a bit. And I was having palpitations, screaming at them, going, don't you dare, don't you dare. And luckily they got their act together. Thank God for Kettle.
Unfortunately, they did get their act together. I mean, you look at the past 5 matchups that they've had, 49ers have walked away with it every time, and there was a 62.2% win probability. I just didn't think with the way the 49ers were playing that they were going to do it.
So, wait a minute, what was their win probability?
62.2%.
For who, the Seahawks?
No, Niners.
Oh. Okay. Well, they won.
Yeah, they won.
Yes, God.
Damn old folk managed to pull their fingers out their butt and do something right.
So I can tell Gridiron Girl this. I'm cheating now because I am reading a lot more. I am going by a lot of other people, and I'm taking the best from. I'm reading from 4 different sources right now, which I didn't do before. And like I said, I already have all my picks already. I do, because I've been doing well over the last 2 weeks, and I'm going to continue doing it. I'm going to continue doing it that way. So, but before Gridiron Girl says I'm cheating, I'm going to tell her I'm cheating.
I'm 3 games back, and we need to overtake you so we can all wipe out Anime Girl.
I am not the one that is the best one at this.
Oh.
Who's in the number 1 spot?
Yeah, the young lady at the bottom.
Hey, more bloody luck than skill that was.
Who's in the number 1 spot? Who's leading right now?
Who do you think? Anime Girl.
It's Anime Girl, right?
Yes.
Yeah. For once.
Good. Hey, you are the number 1. And that's the way it is. So it's all good.
Now you got that lead, keep it.
Not by picking the 49ers and the Seahawks, I won't.
Oh, sorry. There's my porno stuff right there.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
One's the U.S. Navy, so let it go.
I thought it wasn't the U.S. Navy that was the interesting. It was the one next to the U.S. Navy that made me wonder.
Yeah, but that's what shows up. So let me go over to the here are the cumulative results. So it is Anime Girl
Yes.
at 47 and 31. Scorekeeper is tied with Almighty and Sports Sister at 45 and 33. NorCal Girl, Big Dog, Gridiron Girl are at 44 and 34. Coffee, Philly Special, and Dream are at 42 and 36. Color Maven is 40 and 38. Elway 7 is 39 and 39. Speedy is 38 and 40. Lukey's is 36 and 42. And Engineers 31 and 47. So,
That sounds
all
like
right.
Engineer. He's normally pretty good.
You know what? People have off seasons, and it's only week 6. That's the best I can say. It's only week 6. So, all right, folks, let's get to it. All right, Sunday, the first game. I'm going to go and get it going. It's at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time. I'm going to ask for Anime Girl to go second, and then I'm going to ask, who are you? NorCal Girl to go third.
Well, going third, okay.
And then we'll just go around again. All right, let's get to it. I already have everything ready to go. Here's the first game, folks. Jacksonville Jaguars, 1 and 4. No, you're no longer last. Jacksonville Jaguars are 1 and 4, visiting the Chicago Bears 3 and 2. It's at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time on the NFL Network. It's at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And in the comparables, the Jaguars are 13th in offense. The Bears are 26th. In defense, the Bears are 9th. The Jaguars are 30th. In passing, the Jaguars are 18th. The Bears are 21st. And in rushing, the Jaguars are 8th. The Bears are 28th. Last time these two teams played was a long time ago on December 27, 2020, where the Bears just beat up on the Jaguars 41-17. And right now, based on the last information we have, the Bears were favored by 1. Do you have a percentage?
I do. The Bears are going to take it 51.7%.
All right. Do you have a weather report?
Yep, 57 and overcast.
Wow. Do we have an injury report?
We certainly do. The Jags have Blackson, the defensive lineman, is out, undisclosed, while the Chicago Bears, they're packing a slightly more longer injury lot. They've got Brisker, the defensive back, out with concussion. They have Pickens, the defensive lineman, out with his groin. And they have Smith, the defensive back, out with his hip. So they have got one hell of an injury list there with questionables and injured reserves. Just to let everybody know.
All right. Well, as of right now, we have the Sports Sisters taking the Jaguars, and Coffee, Color Maven, NorCal Girl, Philly Special, and yours truly will be going for the Bears. So I need your picks in the chat room. NorCal Girl, are you going to stick with the Bears?
The Bears.
Okay. Anime Girl.
Yeah, well, I've been looking, I've been reading, and I've been poking a lot of bloody haystacks looking for that needle. And the way I read it, it looks like the Bears just might carry the day, but it'll be interesting to watch.
So are you going with them?
I am going with the Bears.
Okay. Yes. Gridiron Girl is also going with the Bears. So Tony is listening, but he already gave us his pick. I'm sure he's probably going to keep it, or he can let us know. We'll change it. For the love of God. I may have received a text message. Yes, I did. And the dogs are barking. So for the Bears, it's going to be, yes, thank you. Elway 7 and Lukey's. Okay. So it looks like we have it. And you guys know what to do. Post it in the chat room or in the post. You can put your picks in there. You have until kickoff. All right. First game in. Tony is taking the Bears. All right. We're good. So, Anime Girl,
Yes, sir.
you're up next. Commanders and
okay.
Ravens.
Providing my voice holds out. Right, we have the Washington Commodes taking on Baltimore Ravens at
Oh, you know what? Could you hold on a moment, young lady? I'm so
Yes.
sorry. I am so sorry. I did not have that game set up.
Oh,
I
okay.
apologize. And the dogs are barking right now, so forgive me.
It's okay. Take your time.
No, I'm trying to get there right now. I think I had it, but I deleted it accidentally. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I've got all day.
Please.
I'll die quietly in the corner here. Right, as I was saying, this is being played at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Okie dokie. Last time these two got together was August 21st, 2023. Let's see the numbers on the doors. In offense, the Commodes are 5th, while the Ravens are 3rd. In defense, the Commodes are 14th, while the Ravens are 19th. In passing, the Commodes are 13th, while the Ravens are 8th. And in rushing, well, here you go. The Commodes are 3rd, while the Ravens are 1st. In a little match-up, the last time these two got together, the Commodes edged it by 1, 29-28.
In a preseason game.
In a preseason game. I apologize.
No, you didn't know that. It's okay. All right. What is the Ravens are -6.5. What is their win probability?
72.1%.
Do we have a weather report?
Yep, 78 with a slight chance of rain showers.
Okay. Do we have an injury report?
We certainly do. For the Commodes, we have Stromberg, the center, is out with his knee. And I also believe here Owens, the safety, is out with his shin. For the Ravens, who are packing a slightly longer injury report, we have 2 out. We have Harrison, the linebacker, out with his groin, and Washington, the defensive tackle, out with his knee. So there you go.
Okay. Anime Girl, what's it going to be?
Well, I closed my eyes when it came to the old folk, and I ain't going to be doing that no more. I think I'm going to be taking the Blackbirds over the Commodes this time.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take the Ravens. I feel they're the better bet. And Elway 7 is also going to take them. NorCal Girl, you are taking the Commanders. You going to stick with them?
Yeah, because every time I switch, you know what happens.
Okay. Lukey's is going to go with you on that one. So if Tony wants to go ahead and change it. Oh, I need Gridiron Girl's comment. So, I mean, Tony made his pick. He doesn't have to comment. It's only if he wants to change it or confirm it. However, I just need Gridiron Girl. Commanders or Ravens. But I know she's probably on her way somewhere this morning, so she may not be able to answer. So, all right. We'll see. All right. Other than that, did you want to do the recap, NorCal Girl?
Yeah, sure. Hang on. Let me get back to
Oh, thank you.
No, that's so kind.
God. For the Commanders, it is me, NorCal Girl, and Lukey 7. For the Ravens, it is Coffee, Color Maven, Billy Special, Sport Sister, Scorekeeper, Elway 7, and Anime Girl.
And Gridiron Girl is going to take the Commanders.
She's going for the Commodes. Wow.
She's very smart when it comes to that. Tony says, I'm sticking with the Ravens. As will I. All right. Sounds good. All right. Then that's it. We're there. Next game. Cardinals, Packers. NorCal Girl, you're up.
All right, we got the Cardinals at 2-3 versus Green Bay Packers at 3-2 at Lambeau Field. And on offense, the Cardinals are 12th versus the Packers at 4th. In defense, the Cardinals are 24th versus the Packers at 21st. And in passing, oh wow, there's a big difference here. 23rd for the Cardinals versus 9th for the Packers. And in rushing, these guys are almost dead even at 5th for the Cardinals and 4th for the Packers. Last time these guys played was October 28th of 21, and it was also a close game with the Packers squeezing out a win at 24-21.
All right. Sounds good. Right now, the Packers are at -5. Do we have a win probability?
Unfortunately for this game, no, we do not.
0%, huh? Or
Yeah,
50-50?
we do not have a win probability. They just, nope.
Okay. Do we have a weather report for Green Bay?
Yeah, there's going to be 90% chance of rain with 53 degrees. Be careful, we may have a delay with that much rain up there.
Interesting. Good morning, Mr. Speedy. We're doing
Oh,
Packers
Speedy.
and Cardinals right now. Hopefully, you'll be able to join us and continue to get your picks. And the ones you miss, you can get them on the post for this week. So, NorCal Girl, you have the Packers.
I'm going to stick with them.
Okay.
They're playing their home turf, and the Cardinals are used to playing in the heat. Not cool, and not that much rain.
Anime Girl, what's your pick?
Well, since both teams have only got one out, and the way I'm looking at it, it's been a 50-50 split on who won the last couple of games. I mean, looking at the 2021, it was the Packers. 2018, it was the Cardinals. 16, it was the Cardinals. 15, it was the Cardinals. Yeah, working that one through. Sorry, I'll risk it for a biscuit and go with the Cheeseheads. I think they might be able to hold their own this time.
Wow, that's impressive. All right, well, Scorekeeper is going to go with the Packers. Lukey's is going to go with the Packers. Gridiron Girl is also going with the Packers. And Elway 7 is going to be the outlier, it looks out, at least for right now. Speedy, Cardinals, Packers.
He'll probably go with Packers, knowing Speedy. He's pretty switched on.
Tony is remaining with the Cheeseheads. Speedy does say, FYI, probably won't be on next week due to the surgery on Thursday. Last time they gave me morphine. You lucky duck. So we'll see. Well, Speedy, I hope it goes well, but you're still playing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just give us the pick early.
Give them in advance, pal. You can start picking them for next week. Just go to Schedules NFL. So, cards. All right. Okay.
Oh.
Will you do the recap, please?
Which one of us?
You.
Oh, okay. I guess I answer to you now. The Cardinals have Elway 7 and Speedy. The Packers has Cafe, Color Maven, NorCal Girl, Philly Special, Sports Sister, Scorekeeper, Lukey's, Gig, and Anime Girl.
Okay. You got that one in. So now, yours truly is taking care of the Houston Texans, who are 4-1, against the Opuestos, 1-4 Patriots. It's at 10 a.m. Pacific time on CBS. It is at Gillette Stadium. Yeah. And this is a good team. On offense, the Texans are 6th, the Patriots are 29th. On defense, the Texans are 5th, the Patriots are 23rd. In passing, the Texans are league third best. The Patriots are 30th. In rushing, yank them back. Patriots are 6th overall, and the Texans are 21st. Last time these two teams played was a practice game on August 10th, 2023, and the Texans lit them up 20-19. The Texans are favored at 6.5. Do we have a win probability?
We do, actually. The Texans have got a 72.4% win probability.
All right. Oh, do we have a weather report? Someone silenced themselves.
Yes.
Sorry. All right.
Do we have a weather report?
Yes, it is slightly nippy at 50 degrees with a 30% chance of rain.
Do we have an injury report?
We do. We do indeed. The Texans have Ward, the safety, is out with his groin. Woods, the wide receiver, is out with his foot. And Lassiter, the cornerback, is out with his shoulder. The Patriots, on the other hand, have a rather long list and only have one out, which is Stevenson, the running back, and he's out with his foot.
So, for this game, the Texans, it's kind of, it's probably going to be a blowout, quite frankly, for this one. I'm figuring the Texans are going to take it 29-13 to take a page out of Tony's book. And I was close on the Broncos score last week, and then it blew up. But the Broncos still won, so I was really happy. But anyway, that was last week. Doesn't matter. That's gone. Scorekeeper says they're going to take this one 29-13. Speedy in the chat room said he's going to take the Texans. Gridiron Girl says she's going to take the Texans. NorCal Girl.
Texans.
All right. Anime Girl.
Well, numbers don't lie. And it looks like I'm batting on the other side for the other Texas team and going for the Texans.
Okay. Anime Girl, thank you. Tony says they're going to go with the Texans. And I'm sorry, I did not get the others. So the Texans, it's going to be Lukey's. And much to my shock, Elway 7 is going with the Patriots. Okay. Not that I'm disrespecting her, but it is what it is. So, all right. May we have the recap, NorCal Girl?
Sure. The Texans for Color Maven, NorCal Girl, Philly Special, Sports Sister, Scorekeeper at 29-13, Speedy, Gig, Anime Girl, and Lukey's with the Patriots, Cafe, and LA7.
Okay. So then we now have the next game, Buccaneers Saints. Anime Girl, you're up.
I'm up. Okie dokie. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on New Orleans Saints at Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. And let's look at the numbers on the doors. Right, scores on the doors are: in offense, the Bucs are 17th, while the Saints are 16th. In defense, the Bucs are 28th, while the Saints are 22. In passing, the Bucs are 14th, while the Saints are 20th. Oh dear. But in rushing, the Bucs are 19th, while the Saints are 7th. Last time these two decided to go nose to nose, which is December 31st, 2023, the Saints decided to tap out a little tattoo on the Buccaneers, 23-13.
Okay. Sorry, I laughed at Speedy's comment. Okay. Um, Buccaneers are -3.5. Do we have a win probability?
We certainly do. The Buccaneers, according to this, I'm going to take it 62.1%.
Interesting. Okay. Do we have a weather report for the dome?
Well, walking from your car into the stadium, it will be a wonderful clear 81 degrees.
Oh my God, that's Norlands.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God. I want to give a shout out to everyone that was able to make it to Electric Con this weekend.
Thank you guys for sharing your pictures too. It's been cool.
Oh, have they been sharing pictures?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Michael was one of the first ones to start dropping me pictures.
oh, I haven't. I haven't seen any of the pictures. All right, fair enough. Do we have an injury report?
We certainly do, sir. We certainly do. For the Buccaneers, we have Johnson, the wide receiver, is out with his ankle. Izen, the safety, is out with his elbow. Palmer, wide receiver, is out with concussion. Barton, the center, is out with his hamstring. And Thompson, the wide receiver, is out with his shoulder. I think it's a case of who the hell is playing, not who isn't.
Mm-hmm.
For the Saints, we also have Weaver, the linebacker, out with his hamstring. And Hill, the quarterback, is out with his ribs. Harris, the cornerback, is out with his hamstring. Rees, the offensive lineman, is out with his knee. And Carr, the quarterback, is also out with his oblique. So again, it's a case of who the hell is playing and who the hell ain't.
Yeah, this one's kind of easy, but we'll see. Anime girl, go ahead.
Well, I mean, looking in the past, the last 5 matches, really, the Buccaneers took 3 of them. So, looking at that one and everything else, as much as I hate to say it, I'm going to go with the Buccaneers.
All right, NorCal girl. Oh no, wait. Scorekeeper will go with the Buccaneers. Lukey's will go with the Buccaneers. Speedy will go with the Buccaneers. Tony's going to keep his pick with the Buccaneers. Gridiron Girl is going to go with the Buccaneers. Elway 7 is going to go with the Saints. Wow. Okay. God bless you. NorCal Girl, what are you going to do?
Oh, I'm sticking with the Bucks.
Okay. Awesome. All right, then. Why don't you give us the recap, please?
All right. Starting off with the Buccaneers with me, NorCal Girl. Philly Special, Sports Sister, Scorekeeper, Lukey's, Speedy, Anime Girl, and Gig. With the Saints, Cafe, Color Maven, and Elway 7.
Okay. Let's go to the next game. NorCal Girl, you are up.
All right. We have the Cleveland Browns at 1-4 versus Philadelphia Eagles at 2-2. They are playing at Lincoln Financial Field, and the Browns, let's start with them in offense, 30th versus the Eagles at 24th. In defense, the Browns are 13th. The Eagles are 8th. And in passing, they're almost equal, with the Browns at 29th and the Eagles at 27th. In rushing, the Browns are 26th and the Eagles are 10th. The last time these guys played was a preseason game, August 17th of last year, and it was tied, which I don't fully get.
Yeah, there was a tie during preseason.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. It surprises me that these two teams actually tied, which is a surprise to me.
Yeah. All right. Well, the
Considering
Eagles.
I would have
I'm
thought
sorry?
the Eagles would have taken. I would have thought the Eagles would have taken it.
Oh, yeah. But it's practice. They're not
Yeah, I
killing
know.
themselves for it. All right. The Eagles are favored 9.5, or at least on the gambling side. What is their win probability?
79 0.7%, sorry.
Okay. Do we have a weather report for Philadelphia where Tony is going? Maybe he can
Yeah.
give us a weather report on the road right now.
Ooh. You want to wait for him to do it, or you want me to do
Not
it?
at all. He'll do it in a little bit. Go ahead.
All right, 76 degrees with a slight chance of rain showers.
Okay. All right. Do we have an injury report?
Yes, we certainly do. The Browns have got at least 4 out. They have Hudson, the tackle, is out with his shoulder. Pusick, the center, is out with his knee. Delpit, the safety, is out with concussion. And Hickman, the safety, is out with his ankle. They have a particularly long injury list, do the Browns. Eagles, on the other hand, only have the 1 out, and that is Scott, the running back, and he's out undisclosed.
Okay.
So it looks like the Dodos they've got a few questionables. They look like they're going to be fighting fit.
So, NorCal girl.
Oh, I'm sticking with the Eagles. They let me
Okay.
down before. They better slap the shit and get going with what they need to be doing.
Speedy is taking the Browns. Gridiron Girl is taking the Eagles. Scorekeeper is taking the Eagles. Lukey's is taking the Eagles. And Anime Girl.
Oh, I'm going to make Philly's day. I'm going with the Dodos.
So can we start calling you Dodo Girl now?
Ooh.
No.
Hey, thinking about that play on Thursday that I posted about looked like he faked an injury. I'll have to check that out. I did not see it. I was not online, young man. So I will have to see. Okay. So, fair enough. All right. Will you do the recap, please? NorCal girl.
Sure. For the Browns, we have Elway 7 and Speedy. For the Eagles, we have Cafe, Color Maven, me, NorCal Girl, Philly Special, Sports Sister, Scorekeeper, Lukey's, Gig, and Dodo Girl.
Okay.
Someone is cruising for a bruising. I might be ill, but I can still be cough all over you.
Why? What do you mean? What's going on?
You didn't catch it? I've been calling her Dodo Girl since she picked the Eagles.
Oh, well,
twice.
yeah. I mean, yes.
I'll
Okay.
cough all over you in a minute, I'm telling you.
Hey, don't worry about it. Here we go. Eagles 30, baby shits 13. Okay, hold on. Eagles 30. Baby shits 13. Let's go, birds. The weather's going to be sunny and clear. It kicked to where the sun don't shine, and a clear ass whooping. Wow. Okay. Scorekeeper says it's going to be Eagles 32 and the Browns 24. So it's interesting. I like it. I like that. All right, Tony. So cool. Will you do the recap for us, please?
Didn't we just do that?
Oh, you just did that? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize. Okay. So then we will move on to the next game. Colts 2-3 visiting the Tennessee Titans 1-3. It's at 10 a.m. Pacific time on CBS. It's at Nissan Stadium. In offense, the Colts are 11th. The Titans are dead last at 32nd. Boy, do we have a turnabout. The Colts on defense, I should say the Titans on defense are number 1. The Colts are 32nd. So you have the best and the worst. For passing, you have the Colts at 11th and the Titans are 31st. When it comes to rushing, the Colts are 9th and the Titans are 29th. Wow, that's a lot. Last time these two teams played, the Colts edged the Titans by a field goal, 31-28. The Titans are -2.5. Do we have a win probability?
We do. It looks like the little Titans have got a 57.1% win probability.
Do we have a weather report?
You ain't put it up yet.
83 degrees and partially cloudy.
Wow. Okay.
Didn't put the win probability up, my man.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
57.1 for the Titans.
Okay. Would you continue with the injury report?
Will I continue with? I will continue with the injury report. For the Colts, they have a nice long list. Bean, the quarterback, is out with his foot, and Taylor, the running back, is out with his ankle. For the Titans, Adams, the strong safety, is out with his hip. Coburn, the defensive lineman, is out with his knee. That is it. But of the two teams, the Colts have a long list of people out.
I believe you. Okay. On this one, scorekeeper is going to go with the Titans. I just feel they have the better chance, and I'm listening to some smart people. Elway 7 is going with the Colts. Lukey's is going with the Colts. Wow. Okay. So, NorCal girl.
I'm going with the Colts and praying.
Okay. Speedy says he has faith in the Titans. So I'm like, okay. Philly Special is going with the Titans. Oh my gosh, Bigora. It's not Italian. Gridiron Girl is also going for the Titans. Tony, is there any? Are we on the same on all of them? Wow. I think we are. There's no daylight between us so far this week, Tony. That is interesting. All right. Anime Girl, what's it going to be?
Well, I've been looking at the injury list and everything else. I'm going to have to go with the Titans, even though I don't think they're going to do it. But I'll go with the Titans.
You are in first place. You are the maven of places.
I think this could be a bit of a shock win. Even though they've got a big injury list, I think the Colts might edge it somehow.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, don't know why, just think they will.
Okay. Well, may we have a recap, please?
Sure, the Colts have Color Maven, NorCal Girl, Sports Sister, Elway 7, and Lukey's. Ooh, it's an all-girl team. And Titans, we have Cafe, Philly Special, Sports Keeper, Speedy, Gig, and Anime Girl.
All right. Another game in. This is the first afternoon game, at least on the Pacific Coast. Chargers Broncos. Anime Girl, you're up.
Right. We have the LA Chargers, 2-2, going up against the Denver Broncos, 3-2.
Oh.
This is being played at Empower Field, Mile High, Denver. Ain't that nice? Right. Let's look at the scores on the doors. Scores on the doors are the Chargers in offense are 31st, while the Broncos are 28th. In defense, the Chargers are second, while the Broncos are fourth. In passing, the Chargers are dead last, while the Broncos, they're not kicking the ass off it, they're 28th. And in rushing, the Chargers are 23rd, while the Broncos are 20th. The last time these two decided to go head-to-head was December the 31st, 2023, when the Broncos decided to butt kick the Chargers 16-9.
All right. The Chargers are at -3. Do we have a win probability?
We do. We have the Chargers sitting at 58.6%.
Really?
We do.
Impressive. Okay. Do we have a weather report?
It's going to be absolutely beautifully crystal clear and 75 degrees.
Okay. Do we have an injury report?
We do. We do. We do. And oh boy, we'll be doing some classics here. For the Chargers, we have Samuel, the cornerback, out with his shoulder. We have Taylor, the defensive back, out with his leg, while Edwards, the running back, is out with his ankle. For the Broncos, it's an even longer injury list. We have Reynolds, the wide receiver, out with his hand. Jewell, the linebacker, out with his hamstring. Blackson, the defensive lineman, out, undisclosed. Pekowalski is out with his ankle. And Wattenberg is out. He's the center. He is out also with his ankle. So there you go, ladies and gents.
Anime
Here's your
girl?
money. Well, I mean, looking at this, the Denver normally comes out on top on this, but looking at this injury list and who's out and who's in, I tend to lean towards LA myself.
Ooh, okay. All right. Well, Scorekeeper says the Broncos are going to remain hot. They started off 0-2. They're going to win they've won their next 3. I figure they're going to continue. The Chargers have a good running game, but I don't see them doing it at Denver. I am far from a Denver fan, but I'm going to go with who I'm going to go with. So, Tony, wow, again, Broncos. Dude, there's no daylight between you and I. Gridiron Girl shockingly went with the Chargers. What a shock. And Matt says, I'm taking the Broncos, Anime Girl. Your blank is cutting out sometimes, at least for me. Sorry.
Oh,
It shows a picture of your microphone.
my microphone. Oh.
Yeah.
Am I cutting out for anyone else?
Not for me.
Not for me either.
Oh, okay. Matt, it's your kit. Kick it out the window or get a new one.
That's funny. All right. NorCal Girl.
Oh, I'm going to stick with the Chargers.
Okay. Good for you. Would you do the recap for us then?
Sure. And hopefully the all-girls team will take it to the board again this time.
They're all girls only?
We're all girls. This is the second time for the picks this week that we have had an all-girl team. So we've got...
Too bad Lukey's and Elway 7 are not on your side.
I know, that would have been funny. Anyways, we have the Chargers with Color Maven, NorCal Girl, Sports Sister, Gig, and Anime Girl. For the Broncos, we have Cafe, Philly Special, Scorekeeper at 23-19, Lukey's, Elway 7, and Speedy.
All right. Interesting. Okay. The next game, the Steelers and the Raiders. NorCal Girl.
All right, we have got the Pittsburgh Steelers at 3-2 versus Las Vegas Raiders at 2-3, and they'll be playing at Allegiant Stadium. The Steelers in offense are 22nd versus the Raiders at 23rd. On defense, the Steelers are coming in 10th, and the Raiders are 17th. In passing, the Steelers are 26th, the Raiders are 15th. And in rushing, big difference here, 11th for the Steelers and 30th for the Raiders. The last time these guys played was September 24th last year, and the Steelers took it at 23-18.
All right. And it looks like the Steelers are, for the betting folk, at -3. Do we have a win probability?
We do. The Steelers are sitting at a 59.8% win probability.
For the domed stadium, do we have a weather report in Las Vegas, Nevada?
It'll be a tad bit warmish walking from your car to the stadium at 87 degrees and clear.
Wow. Okay. Do we have an injury report?
Oh, yes, we do. And we might have a few people scratching their brains on this one because the Steelers have quite a list. We have got Scott, the running back, is out undisclosed. We have Pruitt, the tight end, out with his knee. We have Highsmith, the linebacker, out with his groin. We have Herbig, the linebacker, out with his hamstring. Patterson, the running back, is out with his ankle. And Kazee, the safety, is out with his ankle. And they got a hell of a lot more on injury reserve and questionables. Whereas the little Raiders, well, they only got one person out, and that's Adams, the wide receiver, who is out with his hamstring. So out of the two, the Raiders have the least people on questionables and injury reserved, whereas the Steelers, they seem to be packing a lot of injuries.
Okay. Thank you. So, looking at that, NorCal girl.
I'm going to stay with the steel curtain.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the Raiders. It's only an absolute desperate ditch if I ever choose them.
Okay. Well, good for you. So, I'm glad you're sticking with them. Let me see. Speedy says Raiders need to let the boys play. As Coach Yost said in Remember the Titans, I'm serious. So Speedy is going with the Raiders. Gridiron Girl, Raiders not going with the Steelers. Okay. I was expecting something different, Gridiron Girl. You and I have differed on two of them now. So, all right. Anime Girl, what's it going to be?
Well, shock horror. I'm going to be standing alongside Speedy and is that Sonia not going with the Steelers?
Speedy's going with the Steelers, and Coffee's going with the Steelers. I mean, Raiders. Speedy's going with the Raiders, and Coffee's going with the Raiders. Tony is going with the Steelers.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be standing alongside Speedy and Coffee then, because I'm going with the Raiders on this one. I think, looking at the injury list, they just might edge it. Could be an interesting match. I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
I'll put my hide on the line on that one. I think the Raiders might pitch this one. I mean, the Raiders, looking at their injury list, it ain't half as bad as the Steelers. The Steelers, looking at their injury list, it's bad.
Yeah, but knowing what the Steelers have, well, for my thinking, the Steelers just are still much more talented than the Raiders across the board, unfortunately. So you're right. There's a larger injury list than the Steelers, but what they can put out in the field, unfortunately, is still much more talented than the Raiders. That's okay. That's cool. All right, Anime Girl. So Scorekeeper is going with the Steelers. Elway 7 is going with the Steelers. Lukey's is going with the Steelers. Gridiron Girl is going with the Steelers. Tony is going with the Steelers. Wow. Jeez, that's crazy. And of course, Speedy earlier said he's going with the Raiders. What a shock. Now, in this game, I'm figuring the Steelers are going to win 20-13. Taking a page out of Tony's book. Okay. Would you kindly do the recap?
Of course, we have the Steelers color maven, NorCal Girl, Philly Special, Sports Sister, Scorekeeper at 2013, Elway 7, Lukey's, and Gig. For the Raiders, Cafe, Speedy, and Anime Girl.
Okay. The 125 game, Falcons and Panthers. Wow, we are doing very well today. Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. Falcons are 3-2. Carolina's 1-4. It's at 1:25 p.m. Pacific time on Fox. It's at Bank of America Stadium. The Falcons are 8th on offense. The Panthers are 25th. The Falcons are 18th on defense. The Panthers are 26th. The Falcons are a league 6th best in passing, 6th best, and the Panthers are 25th. And when it comes to rushing, the Panthers are 18th and the Falcons are 25th. Last time these two teams played, what a game. Panthers 9, Falcons 7 on December 17, 2023. For the betting folk, the Falcons are -6. Do we have a win probability?
We do. The little birdies are going to take it 68.9%.
Wow. All right. Do we, for Carolina, have a weather report?
79 and clear.
79 and clear, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, do an injury report.
Certainly. For the Falcons, we have 3 out. We have Pruitt, the tight end, out with his knee. We have Patterson, the running back, out with his ankle. And we have Anderson, the linebacker, out with his knee. Now, for the Panthers, they've got a hell of a load on physically unfit and questionable, and they have a whole load more out. We have Tremble, the tight end, out with concussion. We have Rhyme, the center, out with concussion. What have these guys been bloody doing? Headbutting the wall? We have Motton, the tackle, out with his elbow. We have Jewell, the linebacker. He's out with his hamstring. And Corbett, the center, is out with his biceps. So there you go.
For this game, Scorekeeper believes the numbers are true and clear. Scorekeeper says they're going to win 25-14. Gridiron Girl is also taking the Falcons. Tony is taking the Dirty Birds. Lukey's is taking the Falcons. And Elway 7 is taking the Panthers. NorCal Girl.
Oh, I'm taking the birdies.
Okay. Appreciate that. Anime Girl.
Well, looking back, 3 out of the last 5, the little birdies have had it all their own way, and I reckon they just might keep going. So I'm taking the little dirty birds.
Sorry. Okay. All right, Anime Girl. Thank you. Speedy. Don't be shy, dude. There it is. And Speedy is taking the Panthers. Good man. All right. Would you do a recap, please?
For the Falcons, we have Color Maven, NorCal Girl, Philly Special, Scorekeeper at 25-14, Gig, Lukey's, Anime Girl. And for the Panthers, we have Cafe, Sports Sister, Elway 7, and Speedy.
Okay. All right. Next game. Anime Girl. You're up.
Right. We have Detroit Lions 3-1. They are taking on the Dallas Cowboys at 3-2, and they are playing at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington once again. And the scores on the doors. This is where it counts. The Lions are 19th, while the Cowboys are 10th. On defense, the Lions are 6th and the Cowboys are 15th. In passing, the Lions are 19th, but the Cowboys are 4th. And in rushing, the Lions are 12th and the Cowboys are 31st. They still can't find their way out. The last time these two got together, which was December last year, December 30th, the Cowboys literally hung on by the skin of their teeth to take it 20-19.
Okay. So for the betting folk, Lions are -3.5. Do we have a
And
win probability?
we ain't got no win probability on this one either. They've decided they ain't going to chance it.
Not going to risk it. Okay. Do we have a weather report on this one?
Make sure you carry lots of suntan lotion and water bottles when you walk from your car to the dome because it's going to be a hot 96 degrees and clear.
Oh. All right. Injury report.
Injury report for the Lions. We have Harris, the cornerback, out with his hamstring. For the Cowboys, Kendricks, the linebacker, is out with his calf. Parsons, the linebacker, is out with his ankle. And that is it for the outs. Of the two teams, the Cowboys have a damn sight more on questionables, but unfortunately, the Lions have a lot more on injured reserve. So there you go, boys and girls.
And Speedy says, and bring your sunglasses as well.
Exactly.
All right. So on this game, Anime Girl, who are you going to go for?
Well, looking at the last 5 matchups, the Cowboys have pretty much taken all 5 matchups going from 2016 through to 2023. They've taken them, not by much, but they've taken them. Okay, I'm going to stick with the Blue Star boys. I'll stick with the Cowboys.
Your kids. Good for you. All right. Scorekeeper's going to go with the Lions. I want to go for Dallas, but I've just not been impressed by the Cowboys, even though they're 3-2. But
Look, I grant you that.
I like the Cowboys.
Yeah, but I mean, from 2016 through to 2023, every time they've played, Cowboys have edged it. So I think they just might want to stick with it.
Cool. All right. Scorekeeper's going with the Lions on this one. And what did I put? It's going to be close, 27-24, but they're going to edge them out. Tony says Lions 34-23. Ooh. Interesting. And Speedy says Lions. And Gridiron Girl says Lions. Wow. Along with Elway 7 and Lukey's. Interesting. And there are the other picks right there. NorCal Girl.
I'm going to stick with the Cowboys because every time I go against them, Prescott has slapped the shit out of me for going against. Yeah, literally. Every time I go against the Cowboys, Prescott just literally nails stuff and brings it. So it's like, why am I going to flip and go for the Lions?
Well, I'm glad you're not going to flip then. Okay. So then let's have the recap, please.
All right.
Matt likes that score, Tony.
All right. For the Lions, we have Philly Special at 34-23. Sports Sister, Scorekeeper at 27-24. Speedy, Elway 7, Lukey's, Gig. And for the Cowboys, we have Cafe, Color Maven, me, and Anime Girl.
All right. Thank you. NorCal Girl, you are up on the penultimate game.
All righty. We have the Cincinnati Bengals at 1-4 versus the New York Giants at 2-3 at MetLife Stadium. And the Bengals right now are 7th in offense versus the Giants at 18th. And the Bengals on defense are 25th versus the Giants at 12th. In passing, the Bengals are 5th, Giants are 12th. And in rushing, the Bengals are 27th versus the Giants slightly better at 22nd. The last time these guys played was a preseason game, August 21st, 22, and it was the Giants just barely beating out the Cincinnati Bengals at 25-22.
Right now, the Bengals for the betting folk are at -4. Do we have a win probability?
We do. It looks like the Bagels are going to take it 63.7%.
Wow, 63.7%. Okay. Do we have a weather report?
Yep, 65 degrees with a high likely chance of showers.
Okay. Injury report.
Injury report for the Bagels. We have nobody out. Load on questionables, but nobody out. For the Giants, though, it's a different kettle of fish. We have Coughlin, the linebacker, is out with his pectoral.
Hey, watch your language.
Yeah, and I thought it was a dinosaur, actually, but I could be wrong. We have Theobald, bloody hell, how do you say that? Theodoso out with the linebacker is out with his wrist. Sounds like a bloody chocolate bar, never mind. Neighbours, the wide receiver, is out with concussion. Another one that's been headbutting the wall. And a load out on questionables and injury reserves. The New York Giants have got a list that's twice as long as the Bagels.
All
you go.
right. So then, NorCal girl, what's it going to be?
I'm going to go with the Bagels because hopefully they're going to make cream cheese out of the Giants.
Wow. Excuse me. Anime girl, what's it going to be?
Well, this is what I can't understand. Every time the Bagels and the Giants play, it looks like the Giants can keep hold of the Bagels by 1 or 2 points. And the only thing that I got that's making me wonder is this injury list. And it's after last week's little escapade with the Giants. Damn it, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring and do something I shouldn't do. I'm going for the Giants.
Mm-hmm. Okay, anime girl. Appreciate that. Scorekeeper is going to go with the Giants. They're at home. Even everything else that was said, I just think that they're due, and it's going to be a momentum shift. Philly Special and I are now, for the first time all week, opposite. So it happens. Matt Alvarez is taking the Bengals 35-10. Gridiron Girl is taking the Bengals. Philly Special says they're going to win 30-16. Wow. And Speedy says 35-10. Scorekeeper says the Giants are going to win 28-24.
I think it might even be tighter than that. I think it might be tighter than that, Scorekeeper. It might be tighter than that.
I hear you. Lukey's is going to go with the Bengals, as is Elway 7 is going with the Bengals. And Speedy says, my sister stopped by real quick last night with candy and chips for you. Aw, good for you, Speedy. Cool. My daughter knew I wasn't feeling very well. She knows I've been under the weather the last few days. She brought me a bag of chips.
What flavor?
Yeah.
Barbecue.
No, Lay's barbecue?
Barbecue flavor.
Yeah, was it Lay's or was it Pringles?
It was the Walmart brand, sadly.
Oh.
I'm more into chicken. I quite like my chicken chips. They're cool.
Okay. Those are good. I've had them.
No, I got gypped. Not Cool Ranch. I know. My own daughter did me wrong on that one. It's simple. You guys know the story. You want to score points? It used to be, you want to score with this guy? I had to change that one, but it was always, you want to score with this guy? You want to make friends? Cool Ranch, baby. That's the way it is. That's all it is. That's the way it's always been. But it's okay. Whatever. But she brought a bag of chips. She was smart. She went with the no-name brand, so we didn't spend money. So she was really good. Lukey's, the older sister, says Walmart brand is good. I was eternally grateful that she thought of bringing me a bag of chips. I have the Ruffles regular brand. She couldn't find barbecue chips. I told her, oh, well. Like, yeah, I know. Speedy, I feel you, man. I get it. NorCal girl,
Alrighty.
are you going to stay with the Bengals?
Yes, I already told you that.
All right, thank you.
Jesus.
So,
It's
yes,
all right.
you were
He's
the
got
first one to listen.
short-term memory retention problems. Just leave the old fart alone.
I know. I should be nice. It's too hard not to pick on him, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at that little chutty face there. I mean, could you not pick on that?
I know.
I am evaluating in a way that the resident dictator is going to evaluate things.
You couldn't dictate your way out of a paper bag, let alone anything else. Just get on with the
As
program.
evidenced by the last few days, I have been able to dictate very well. So
Yes, I did see the rant earlier on.
you saw it?
Yes, I saw it.
Really? I thought you heard it.
Probably both.
Okay, but I'm glad.
I had it on in the background and I heard the rant and I thought, okay, somebody stuck a beehive up Roger's behind, but never mind.
The Speedy, no, we're not going to pick on you.
No.
Oh, hell yes, we are.
I mean, really? Really?
Speedy, we miss you, dude. Of course we're going to pick on you.
That shows love.
Have no illusion on that. So, NorCal girl, would you do the recap thingy?
Yes. We have the bagels for NorCal Girl. Philly Special with his cream cheese at 30-16. Sport Sister, Away 7. Lukey's Speedy at 35-10. And Gig. For the Giants, we have Cafe, Color Maven, Scorekeeper, 28-24, and Anime Girl.
All right, we have the
interesting to see that plays out.
I'm sorry, what was that?
It's gonna be interesting to see how that game plays out.
Yeah,
It's
well,
the Sunday night game, so
Yeah.
we shall see. What a bunch of losers, 1-4 and 2-3. All right, folks, we're coming up to the final game. It is the Monday night game. The 3-2 Buffalo Bills visit the New York Jets, who are 2-3. And it's 5:15 p.m. Pacific time. It's going to be on ESPN. It's at MetLife Stadium. And going over the comparables on offense, the Bills are 21st, the Jets are 27th. On defense, the Jets are a mighty, mighty third, and the Bills are 20th. When it comes to passing, the Jets are 17th, and the Bills are 24th. But when it comes to rushing, the Bills are 13th, and the Jets are a dead last at 32. Last time these two teams played was just a little bit, almost a year, on November 19, 2023, where the Bills just buffaloed the Jets 32-6. And I don't know what that means, but I said it. The line is -2.5 for the Bills. Do we have a win probability?
yes, it appears that the little hairy cows intend to take it 55.6%.
Wow. 55.6%. Do we have a weather report?
Yes, we do. And make sure you guys wear a good jacket because it's going to be 53 and clear.
And let me interrupt.
This
Oh,
is a
go ahead.
nighttime game. This is a nighttime game. So make sure you guys wear your jackets.
Yeah, it's 5:15 p.m. Pacific time, 8:15 Eastern. Wow. I want to give a quick shout out. Thank you, Elizabeth Bowman, for giving us a like. Appreciate that. And thanks for stopping in on this Saturday morning. So, on this game, Scorekeeper is liking the Bills. They're going to win 24-17. And I did not check the others. The
Well, while you're
Bills.
checking the others, I will give out the injury
report. Thank you.
Not a problem. For the hairy cows, we have one out. Now there's Oliver, the defensive tackle, he is out with a hamstring. There is nobody out for the Jets, but our favourite quarterback, Mr. Tinfoil Head himself, is questionable with his ankle. And after having his butt kicked 3 times last week, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Brings me no joy, but it brought me a
Oh,
lot
it
of
brings
joy.
me a lot of joy.
It brought me a lot of joy. So
It brought me more joy than I care to remember.
I enjoyed that one. There's no doubt about it. I don't think I chose the Jets, and I was really happy. Tony says he's going to take the Harry Cows, so that's good. Now, Gridiron Girl says that she's going to take Buffalo, and Tony says taking the Bills. Aren't the Jets trying to fire most of the top brass?
Probably.
Actually, they're trying to fire everyone that is ticking off the aluminum boy. So.
Yeah. Is it a plane? Is it a boat? Nope, it's Tin Head himself.
It's Pinhead, quite frankly.
Well,
So Speedy is
I didn't wish
taking.
to insult a pin.
Yeah, Speedy is taking. Ah, you're right. Speedy is taking the Bills. Now, Speedy did ask, why have you guys been saying bagels? It's Bengals. Speedy, we've also been saying hairy cows. We've also been saying the cowgirls. We've also been saying
Sea hags,
sea hags. A lot of different ones. Just
Yeah.
is, buddy.
babysitters. That's the big one.
Yeah, that is. So, just is, man. So, I think I chose all those. NorCal girl.
I'm gonna keep the hairy moo-moos.
Awesome.
If anybody knows Moo Moo's, it's no cargo.
Yes.
She queen of the herd.
She is queen of the herd. Yes. So, anime girl.
You have to ask. You really, really, really have to ask.
I've learned not to assume.
Well, you can assume on this one. Ain't no way I'm going for tinfoil, man.
Yeah, I did. I assumed. Did you notice? I'd already
Yeah.
written your name in. All right, but I had to
Yes,
respect
you had to
you.
confirm. You had to confirm. I quite agree.
Even though I wrote it right before, but I could tell by your insolence. All right. So, knowing that, go ahead.
We have the Bills with Color Maven, me, Philly Special, Scorekeeper at 24-17, Elway 7, Lukey's, Gig, Speedy, and Anime Girl, followed by the Jets, Cafe, and Sports Sister.
All right, folks. Impressive. So, Speedy, you missed several. Please get them to us. Go ahead. Oh, okay. Sorry for asking a stupid question. I guess I'm preparing for the morphine or whatever they're going to knock me out with. That wasn't a stupid question.
There are no stupid questions.
Oh, God, as evidenced by the
Zip
last
it,
few days.
zip it. Yes, we know.
Are you telling me to zip it?
Yes.
I am in dictator mode.
Uh-huh.
Does thou wishes to proceed?
So what do you want?
stand my ground. I can take you on.
So you're in dictator mode. What do you want? A medal or a Chesterfield?
I'm in dictator mode.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
know.
That's what I said. Do you want a medal? And do you want a Chesterfield?
You know what? No, I don't want a medal because I've been stupid for 16, 17 years. That's the best I can say. And, hey, that's it. I already said what I was going to say. So, all right. So then we're done with that. I'm going to go and update the Facebook page for everyone else. Go ahead and update it for the games that are missing. If you have any changes, you got to get it right there on the Facebook page. And we'll see what happens from here on out. But I'm going to handle that. So why don't you ladies take over while I go dark? But I'm still going to be listening.
Yeah. Problem is, he already was dark. He considers himself to be Darth Vader. He always lives on the dark side.
I'm Latin.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
American Indian. Your point
I would
is?
be, and as so am I. And I'm also 2% Ashkenazi. As a matter of fact, I
Oh.
am 10% from the sub-Saharan continent. Do you want to play, woman? Oh, and I'm also 34% mestizo. Do you want to play?
No comment. We had
No
that
comment.
discussion before.
Whatever. I'll just whip out my
Oh, please
lightsaber.
do.
You don't whip out anything on screen. It's disgusting.
I said my lightsaber.
Mhm.
I don't care what you call it. You ain't whipping it out on screen. It's disgusting.
As that poor little thingy found out, that's how I chased it out by my lightsaber. But anyway, go ahead. I'm doing the update.
Whatever.
Ugh.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah. As we were talking about the hairy cows, I've
Yeah.
just found a little note about them. It looks like the running back, James Cook, could be questionable to play against the Jets on Monday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
He has a foot and toe injuries that has held him out of 2 practices this week before he participates in a limited capacity on Saturday, which is today. So he's going to be participating in a limited capacity today, and he will see how it goes at practice. And if it don't go well, he ain't going to be playing.
Yeah. Whether or not, I think we'll still hold with what we've chosen.
Yeah.
Because so I've learned my lesson to flip. And here's what's funny: when Big Doug was putting in my picks, he noticed, and who else noticed? I think Tony noticed that I had accidentally left out the Falcons pick. So I had told him that, and he was putting them in, and he accidentally put me down for the Jets instead. And I said, no, that's not who I said that I wanted. So he went and he corrected it, and I said, with just my luck with everything, now that you notice that, and you put it in the Jets will win just simply because I went with my original thing.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Well, I didn't start well this week. I completely and utterly screwed up with
It's
the Niners.
one game.
Yeah, one game can mean the difference between winning and losing. You know this.
It can when you get to the very end, but look, right now it's okay. I
yeah,
wouldn't-
you have a tremendous lead right now. You're 3 ahead of me.
Speedy says I should have picked the Winers, dude. You gotta go with who you feel and be confident with it. That's the one thing. I've always had problems where I'm indecisive, even after I make my picks. But once I go with it, I go with it. And like I said, for me, I just feel better the last 2 weeks. I think the last 3 weeks now, because I've been taking. Okay, well, I'm not going to reveal everything that I'm doing, but it's more analytical. In other words, I'm reading a lot more than even I used to.
Yeah, well, I'm basically doing the same, Roger. I keep going into the NFL site. I go into other sites and I be digging around. I don't know if it's working or not. I mean, I reckon I had a good week last week, which surprised me greatly, especially when somebody said 12-2. I thought, what? You know, you're taking the mick there. You somehow misread the results, but no, hopefully I can keep reasonably up well.
I think you'll be okay.
Speedy says, I go with my gut for wrestling, but for other sports, I'm shooting myself in the foot. Well, maybe.
Never mind, Speedy. We love you just the same, old kid. You just make sure you get better and get back to us.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I believe you have your procedure this upcoming week. I hope you're doing well, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, a bit more news about the Titans. Their quarterback, Will Levis, is still set to start versus the Colts, despite the fact that he did his shoulder in the Week 4 win over the Dolphins.
Yeah, I was watching that game.
Yeah, he was held back over the remainder of the game, and the week 5 bye has helped him, so he intends to be back to start against the Colts.
Mm.
A bit more news for you.
As much as I'm glad he's better, I hope he's not good enough to play decently, considering I'm going for the Colts this time.
Oh well, I think I went with the Titans in that one. So yeah, I hope he plays well. I hope he plays very well.
Yeah.
Now, very quickly, going back to Major League Baseball, I had a conversation with Gridiron Girl because of what happened during the NLDS Game 2 at Dodger Stadium. There is a reason why I no longer go to Dodger Stadium. I've been made fun of and ridiculed by it, and Dodger fans have told me that I'm 100% wrong. And yet, we have the situation again. Jurickson Profar made a wonderful catch, apparently got into a staring match with the fan, and Profar gave the fan the ball, and he says, I don't want it. I'm going to throw it back. And he still gave it to him, and the fan threw it on the field. Okay? That's fine. But Dodger fan does what Dodger fan does. Acts the fool, the morons, the idiots. Now, I did love how I put the article in the chat room, and there are others if you want to follow up on it. Just look up abc7.com. LA Dodgers fan through ball speaks out. We know what he did, but Dodger fan then started throwing other balls and junk out to the field because that's what they do. This is Dodger fan. I talked about going to a minor league game every Tuesday this year, and the most security I saw were 2 people. Every game I went to. But then there was a day when I saw 4 security, and I saw cops at the game. Like, what the hell's going on? And then I'm like, oh my God, because the Dodgers are in town. And I commented about that on this program. That even the minor leagues know how Dodger fans are. And, Dodger fan, starting in the 80s, became an a-hole. I don't know why. They go to drink at games. They act the fools. And I just really don't get it. Gridiron Girl says it's always the 1% that causes those problems. I said, okay. All right, fine. The fan that was interviewed said 99.9% of Dodger fans are harmless. It's always the 1%ers. 99.9, but it's the 99.9, but it's the 1%ers that mess everything up.
Such as percentages.
Maybe if he was talking in fractions, he would have been a bit clearer. 99.9 of Dodger fans are great, but there's always the 1%. Okay. I think it's a lot more because there's 56,000 fans that go to a game. So if they say it's 1%, that's 560 fans, folks. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
No matter what.
No matter which way you cut it, it's still a hell of a lot of people screwing things up for everyone else.
I remember when the O'Malleys owned the Dodgers, and I felt safe going there. Because if there was any moment, anything, man, security was on it like that. When Fox bought the Dodgers, it was a bit different. But they made a show of force, but I don't know how well it went. I still didn't feel safe. It wasn't good. And it's just sad because I like going to a game, but I know fans are stupid. And what irritates me the most is when you're sitting out front, then you have the jackholes behind you throwing ice
Mm-hmm.
and throwing popcorn. This is a regular occurrence at Dodger Stadium. Every year, every game that I went, I could see Dodger fan doing that. It's stupid. All I can say is it was really funny that when I went to a minor league game, security was not doubled, it was tripled. Wow. That's funny. I don't hate
Speaking,
Dodger fans. It's just they are what they are.
true. I was going to say, kind of along those same lines. You know that Rob Lowe is a partial owner to the Dodgers, and it was just so funny seeing his reaction after their win last night or Thursday night. So last night, I don't know. The days all blend together at this point. But if you look at the video and you look at Otani, it's like Otani didn't have a clue who he was. It's like he thought he was another crazed fan that had gotten onto the field, which is when you were talking about the fans and all that brought up my thought on that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What it's unfortunate, Mr. Otani. He only has what 7 years here in America.
Yeah, about that, yeah. Between Texas and here.
You mean Anaheim in here?
But he lives in Texas, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he does.
I think so.
Oh wow.
I think the home is actually in Texas.
So let me see. Matt says I posted last night about the Dodgers pitcher who jumped. I guess he didn't want to get hit by a baseball. Oh, okay. I know you're not happy about my comments. So, still, are you saying that there's an incident every game? No, stop talking about my team and fellow fans. I stopped going because something always happens. People drink to excess at Dodger Stadium, and it's I don't get it. And the minute they drink, they become the inherent a-holes that they are. That's why I don't drink, because I'm trying to cover up who I am. Matt says, "Yep, I saw more security at that minor league game." That's right. Remember when we went? It's crazy, dude. Gridiron Girl says Otani lives in La Cañada, Flint Ridge.
Okay. Because I could have sworn before the Dodgers signed him that he actually had owned a home in Texas, simply because when all of it came out about the gambling and the conspiracies with that, I could have sworn that they went back through and had mentioned one of the places that he was most comfortable with, he and his wife were most comfortable with, was his place in Texas.
Okay.
And he wanted to get out of Southern California during off season.
I have to tell you the truth that I don't follow the guy. I don't follow anything related to him. It's, good for him. Many people in sports want to be him. Good. He's just another baseball player. I usually don't follow what they do in the off season and stuff like that. And that goes for everyone and anyone. I mean, Don Mattingly, hey, what do you do on the field? That's it. Ron Guidry, what do you do on the field? That's it. If they do stuff in the off season, awesome, good for them. I knew there was a Dodger pitcher that bought a house in East LA, not far from where I used to live. I thought that was interesting, but that's it. I know a lot of Dodger fans and Lakers live in Orange County, which is kind of interesting. But again, I don't follow. So I didn't know where he lived.
Matt, I agree with you. It was absolutely crazy to see him back on the field. And I reported back, he'd been back. What was it? Scorekeeper, like within, I know it was a week. I think it was even less than that. Remember when we talked about that a couple weeks ago?
About the 49ers players that got shot?
Yeah, and he was back so quick.
Yeah, I think we did. Didn't we mention that last week?
Yeah, it was either last week or the week before, and I was really surprised. Like Speedy was saying, it's how fast, he was already back on the field.
Where did he get shot? Do you remember where his injury was?
I think it was to the chest, wasn't it?
Wow. Man.
Did the guy who shot him?
If I would have been clipped in my ear, I'd still be crying about it. I would be moaning and weeping and, I'd still be crying about it. So if he got shot in the chest, good for him that he's able to recover that quickly. Being younger, you do recover in a much quicker fashion. So.
Yeah, well, I think the guy that got shot in his ear just been shot in his foot and all.
Yeah. Hey, folks, it's 9:01 a.m. Pacific time here on Sports Talk with the guys. We've got about a little less than an hour left, and we're going to be going over a few other stories right now that my co-hosts and those of you in the chat room suggest you want to talk about. We can go ahead and do that, and we'll be seeing what we can do. But I'm going to have to end before 10 a.m. I am struggling. I was realizing that when we were doing the calls, when I put my head down, I was closing my eyes. I'm like, oh man. And I went out last night at 8:00, I think.
Oh wow.
But then I set my alarm for 3:00 for some stupid reason. So I don't know.
I just re-put back in the article that I put in a couple weeks ago, and yes, it was the chest.
Okay.
So you can put it up if you want. If not, you don't have to.
Oh no, by all means, go ahead. We can talk about that one again. That he mentioned. 49ers rookie receiver Ricky Pearsall will return to practice for the first time since he was shot. And this was actually 18 hours ago. So, Semaphore, go ahead.
What's Speedy on about?
Well, San Francisco 49ers rookie receiver Ricky Pearsall is set to return to practice next week for the first time since he was shot in the chest in a robbery attempt 9 days before the season opener. Coach Kyle Shanahan said Friday that the Niners will open practice window for Pearsall on Monday when the team begins preparations for a Super Bowl rematch against Kansas City. Pearsall can practice for 3 weeks before the 49ers have to activate him from the non-football injury list. Shanahan had no timeline for when Pearsall will be ready to play in games. But the point is, it's been, a month since he got shot that he's already starting practice.
Yeah. And like almost a week afterwards, he was right back out there on the field, but he wasn't ready to start practice yet, but he was still back on the field, if that makes sense.
And the article is in the private chat, Anime Girl, if you wanted to check it out. Now, Speedy, what's this change coming to Monday Night Football? They said change is coming. Dude, you sound like a right-winger, dude. Who's they? People tell me, or I've heard. I'm like, stop with the psycho projection. Okay, who's they? Is this a non-binary person? Please, I need you to clarify.
It might be.
Well, I need to know. I remember when I met my first non-binary individual. They identified as non-binary. I didn't know what it meant, and I pulled the person aside privately, and I said, or I asked, "Hey, dude, what's the non-binary stuff?" And they explained it to me. I was like, "Okay." And I said, "Hey, I'm old. It's going to take me a while to get used to this stuff. If I mess up, I'm not doing it intentionally. Give me a chance." And the person was like, "Great. Hey, it's not even a big deal." I said, "But, you want to respect the individual." And speaking of they or them, hi, Dream.
Hi, I just came in to say I got my picks in. It's posted on Facebook, and I got to go.
Oh, okay, Dream. Thank you.
All right, love y'all.
Okay.
Bye.
All right.
Hi.
See ya. Wow, that was quick.
Yeah.
That was a
Blink
drug
your eyes,
guy.
you missed it.
Maybe he didn't like the they or them.
Probably not.
Probably not. But it's like I say. Let's see. I don't know. Sports Center had it on their Facebook page. All right. Let's type in Sports Center. Changes to Monday Night Football. I'm getting a bunch of hits that NFL confirmed major broadcasting change regarding Monday Night Football, and this is as of 5 hours ago. ABC is set to air an additional 6 Monday Night Football games this season as the NFL. Oh, wow. There's so many ads on this page. Sorry, it's my fault. I keep saying no thanks. It doesn't matter. This season, as the NFL and Disney-owned network extend their partnership for 2024. So, ABC is set to broadcast a total of 17 NFL games this season, with 14 of these being simulcast with ESPN, and changes being made to the system. This expansion, which includes 6 additional Monday Night Football games, was jointly decided by the NFL and Disney, the parent company of both television networks. Okay. The changes were announced on Friday afternoon via initial report from ESPN, with ESPN insider reporter Adam Schefter subsequently sharing the information. Okay. Well, there you go, folks. Thank you, Speedy, for updating us on that. Hey, Tony, if you're still here with us, who's going to win, Detroit and the Indians today? The game starts in about an hour. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know who you're going for, you Detroiter. Okay. Anime Girl, do you have any stories
Yeah.
that you would like to get to right now?
No, I did my 2 stories while you were away.
Oh, really? I was away that long?
No, you
Yes.
weren't.
Okay.
And I've got the neighbors doing lawn care, so if I keep this muted or you guys hear stuff going on in the background, you'll know what's going on.
Yeah, I know how that sounds. I got some
Yeah.
idiot running up and down my stairs.
Some hoped it was getting rid of Akaim. So I'm not certain what that means. It could be someone on Monday Night Football. I don't know. Or, Monday Night Football. I haven't been watching Monday Night Football. I should. But
How's
I
it been
haven't.
going Thursday nights with your sisters?
I'm sorry?
How's it been going Thursday nights, watching Thursday nights with your sisters?
I enjoy spending Thursday night with my sisters, but this Thursday night I did not go.
Ah,
Oh, why not?
Medical reasons. I have not been feeling well. If you guys really want to know, I was lit up like a Christmas tree on Wednesday. It's not the EKG thing, but where they check your nerves and they hook you up to a machine and they send electricity through you. Man, I was lit up, and I think I was greener than most days. But I wasn't feeling well because they ran so much electricity through me. And then on Thursday, I got 2 shots in my wrists for the issues that I have in my wrists. And then it was later on Thursday, I quickly developed an infection. And I know it has to be with the cocktail that I've had. These past 3 days have been a bit miserable. And even to this morning, I know I'm going to have to go in. I'm not looking forward to it, but I know I do have I have an infection.
Yeah,
All I
well,
can say is the color hasn't changed.
oh, I'm sorry, but like I said, what I told you to do, and yes, you do need antibiotics.
got to be saying honestly that Tuesday and Wednesday, I don't remember much of those days because I too was flat on my back in bed.
Yeah. And then, in the personal life, of course, I had an instructor from high school pass away. I've had a classmate pass away, and I've had a long distance relation that I know pass away. And then I've had, again, another extended family member pass away. So it's like this week was crazy. Tigers 3-1. Scooball is on the bump. Ooh, okay. So they're looking to win. You realize that we're going to face the Yankees, right? I know you don't care, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't like to be that arrogant or stuck up. All evidence to the contrary today. But um, I, I'm sorry, Tony. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about the Indians or the Tigers. But yes, they got to win 4 games no matter what. I just looked at the teams. I'm like, oh, good. Sorry, Tony. I think the Tigers are the best team in America today, folks. You know why, right? Anime girl, do you know why that the Tigers are America's favorite right now?
Because they are winning?
Close. Liz, would you like
Go
to
on then.
clarify why the Tigers are America's darling right now?
Go
I'm
ahead.
going to have to keep this muted because there's so much stuff in the back.
Okay.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
well, that wasn't an answer. Because they beat the Houston A-holes.
Okay.
They knocked the Houston A-holes out of the playoffs.
Oh, they're definitely your favorite then.
They're not definitely my favorite. They're America's favorite right now, baby. So
Oh, well.
it's
Everybody
good.
hates the a-holes.
Yes.
Yeah, I get to work that one through. That everybody hates the hay holes, but never mind. Such is life. If you didn't
Hey,
have somebody to
Houston
hate,
hates the a-holes.
I ain't gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there.
All right. So do you want to go over what you brought us from the Daily Mail?
Yes. I believe Big Dog might have said something about this, but the Daily
Yeah, we were
Mail
talking
over
about
here.
it.
Eh?
We were talking about it earlier, but go ahead.
Yeah. It appears that Jets owner Woody Johnson did indeed speak to Aaron Rodgers just hours before he fired head coach. He announced Tuesday morning that Slade been fired as head coach, which is just a couple of days after being beaten by the Vikings in London, which we don't think many of the New York Jets fans were looking for, but there you go. Addressing the matter with the media on Tuesday afternoon, Johnson revealed via Adam Schefter that he spoke with the 4-time MVP, Christ knows why, who he had brought to New York in 2022 in exchange for multiple draft picks the night before axing Slade. However, Johnson, the former ambassador to the UK, insisted that the pair did not discuss the head coach or his fate. The businessman maintained that the former Super Bowl winner had no input into the head coach's pending exit. He said that he consulted with the general manager, Joe Douglas, but that ultimately it was his decision and his decision alone. Woody explained that he felt a coaching change was necessary to best reap the potential of his players and end the franchise's playoff drought. The Jets have failed to make it to the postseason since 2011, when they lost the AFC Championship game, something to which Johnson had been hopeful of rectifying when he appointed the head coach in 2021. Well, after he put Tinfoil Man in there, what the hell does he expect? But never mind. That's
And
just
I posted the follow-up article to that Anime Girl with what we were talking about. Rogers is very resentful of that, saying that he resents the rumors that were started.
Yeah. Well, it's hardly surprising. He's not got the best of reputations when it comes to keeping his gob shut about other people, has he?
It's interesting that he's very resentful of the rumors, and yet he believes in every falsehood in the world. The same can be said about him. He believes in rumors that the rest of educated society has dismissed.
Well, yeah. But then you see,
Folks, facts don't care about your feelings. Science doesn't care about your feelings. I'm sorry.
history doesn't care about your feelings.
Well, it depends who writes it. No, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, history doesn't care. So,
No.
you know, pick it up, run with it. You've got no option. He doesn't like the rumors that, you know, about him. Hey, you put yourself out there. So if you don't want to get your head shot off, don't stick your head above the parapet.
Yeah, you know what, dude? You create so many falsehoods, and so everyone's doing it about you. So now you don't like it? That's what it feels like every time you open your yapper, dude. And you may not have been involved in this. I personally, I don't think the owner did, but someone said they did have a conversation. For an owner to have conversations with his employees, come on, people.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, that game where the Vikings took out the Jets, I mean, I sat and watched it, and I'll be honest, I don't think either team really shone, but Rodgers, I don't think Rodgers put his heart and soul into that game.
Yeah.
So maybe he just wants to have an input to put his own people in the right place.
Now, apparently, it was said that in the 25 years that Mr. Johnson has been owner, he's never fired anyone mid-season in 25 years. So
Yeah, that kind of windowed in.
But wait a minute. The last head coach the Jets had to replace mid-season was Lou Holtz back in 1976, which was almost 50 years ago. So, you know, there's a first time for everything. What happened when Captain Sullenberger reported about his flight? It was the first time. There's a first time for everything. That it's often that a bird strike will take out a plane, the engines, an engine. This time it took out both. There's a first time for everything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was a BA pilot that suffered the same sort of first time for everything when ICE took out his two engines when he was landing at Heathrow.
Oh, my God.
That's
I think
true.
one of the more frightening ones was when I read that a 747 was flying over the Indian Ocean. And this was 20 years, 30 years ago. And the engines shut off, all four of them.
Mm-hmm.
He had no idea there had been a volcano.
The volcano. I was
that
going to
erupted.
say that seconds before you started.
Yeah.
And luckily, he stayed cool. They were at whatever, 35, 38,000. They were Super Cruise. So for them to actually, they had what, 20 minutes, 30 minutes before they would actually be in serious. Well, they were in serious trouble.
They were already in serious trouble, and it wasn't
Yes.
just the fact that the ash had clogged the engines, but also because the way they were flying through it, it created this really weird glow around the entire plane as well, with all of the ash hitting it.
Well, sort of like St. Elmo's fire.
Yes, but they didn't know.
Exactly.
But the crew remained calm, and after a little bit, they went through the whole procedure, and they were able to relight the engines or reignite them, or however you start them up again.
Yeah,
and that was great. You know,
the ones I always feel sorry for is Flight 501, Japan Airlines. I feel sorry for those people.
Oh, yes.
Remind me about that one.
It's 747 suffered a tail strike, and they repaired the pressure bulkhead at the rear of the plane.
Oh.
But they didn't do it correctly. And the plane took off on an internal flight in Japan.
Oh, I know of that one. Yeah. Actually, it's the only 747 that's ever come down, right?
I don't know if it's the only one that's ever come down. I think there was a Northwest Airlines one that came down, but I'm not sure on that. But I know this one, it ruptured and took the tail off, and they had no chance of survival. Not a hope in hell. Because the bloke that sings Sukiyaki, the original Japanese guy that sung Sukiyaki, he was on the plane.
Hmm. Wow.
And yes, Matt, that's actually one of my favorite shows, believe it or not.
Now, Matt Alvarez says you guys should check out the midair disaster on YouTube. The first one I saw was where the plane hit a neighborhood in Southern California. Yes, Bellflower. I don't need to check it out. I lived through it. Now, I wasn't there when it happened, but I was within probably 10 miles from there. So, it happened in 1980. Oh my goodness, I forget. But it was the Mexico plane, I believe, that crashed into the private jet or the private plane. My sisters would probably remember that one more than I would, but I do know
82 or 83, I believe.
Yeah, it was before I went to high school. So probably 82. Could have been 83. But yeah, that was sad, man. That was absolutely sad.
Well, I was 5 miles away from RAF Kai Tak when the SAS 737 decided to undershoot the runway.
Ooh,
No, was it 727? My mistake. Decided to undershoot the runway and ended up in the harbour.
wow.
That
And
wasn't nice.
didn't that pilot wind up killing himself because of that?
Which pilot?
The one of that one.
That one. Because it was such a dishonor to wind up having to do that.
The one that you were talking about, Anime Girl.
What, the 74 or the 73? 72.
The 7-2.
72.
72. I'm not sure. I know it was the SAS airline, Scandinavian Airlines, and he still don't know how he managed it, but he undershot and ended up in the Hong Kong harbour.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, fair enough. Folks, as I mentioned, today at 1:08 p.m. Pacific time, which is at 10:08 over here on the West Coast, Detroit visits Cleveland. The series is tied at 5. I don't know if the pitchers have already been. Yeah, Tony did tell us. Skubal is the pitcher for Detroit, and Boyd is the pitcher for the Indians. So it's going to be on TBS and Max. I'm so sorry, excuse me. And on Max. Oh, okay. I'll be able to watch it then. Like it. I'll have to check that out. So that's going to be on in less than an hour. And then, of course, you have the start of the championship series, which will be Sunday. The National League, the Mets visit the Dodgers at 8:15 p.m. Pacific time. It's going to be on Fox. And then on Monday, you have the second game, Mets at Dodgers at 4:08 p.m. Eastern time. That means it's going to be at 1:08 here local time. Wow, that's crazy. And then Cleveland or Detroit, game 1 at New York at 7:38 p.m. Eastern time or 4:38 p.m. Pacific time. Folks, I have no problem with that time. No problem whatsoever. A lot of people are agitated because the games aren't starting at 8 o'clock anymore or even 8:20, 8:30 so that the West Coast can get them. No, 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 no. You got TV, you got your phones, you've got everything. This is good for baseball that the games are starting at that hour. Should be. And to have a day game playoff, hey, nothing doesn't hurt to take a day off from work. All I got to do is request in advance. That's cool. Like it. And then game 2 of Cleveland or Detroit versus the Yankees will be at 7:38 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday. And then they'll be off on Wednesday. And then game 3 of the National League. So they're offset by a day. So, wait, wasn't there a huge fight after one of the NFL games on Sunday?
Ooh, I haven't heard of that one.
Do you know of that, Liz?
I'm not sure about there being a huge fight after the game. I know there was. Oh yeah, I know there was a couple of really good fights actually on the field. And yeah, definitely had a huge rain delay because of that. They didn't wind up finishing that game until after 1 a.m. that morning after that delay.
Well, that was the Cowboys game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was the Cowboys game because somebody put up that he was the only guy to score 2 touchdowns or a touchdown on each day or something weird like that.
Yeah, that was funny.
I remember seeing that. I didn't know there was a punch up there. I didn't realize that.
And I don't think it was the Cowboys that had that huge fight. I'm trying to think of which teams those were.
Oh, I didn't know that there was one. I again, I wasn't taking in the games this past week. I in the real world, a lot of stuff has been happening. People are like, "What did you hear about this? Did you hear about this?" I'm like, "No." Oh, I will say that I did attend. Oh man, I don't know how many rosaries I've attended this week, but I had one on Wednesday for my former uh, physical education instructor when I was in the seminary. On Monday, I met up with my assistant, Claudia, because her family suffered a loss. I had no idea that the shooting in Arizona, Phoenix, the young man that got out of jail that day and shot his mother. Did you hear about that, Liz?
Oh yes,
About
I
a
heard
week
that.
ago?
Yeah, yeah.
I know the family.
Oh wow.
Say
I
what?
don't know the kid, but I know the kid that killed his mom. Um, the mom's brother. I know him. I went spent time with them on Monday, and I met the parents, which I had not met, and it was really, yeah, it was horrible. So I do know. So my assistant Claudia, she is the niece of the lady that was knifed to death by her son.
Oh wow. Well, please offer your assistant my condolences.
I
Yeah,
will.
mine too. Mine too.
I
That's
will. When she told me what was going to happen, I immediately, said, you know what, how are you going to get home, whatever. And I said, look, I'll just pick you up, and if I may go along with you. And of course, and I spent Monday with the family, and it was only a few hours. It wasn't that much. The services, I believe, were on Tuesday, which I could not attend, and yeah, I'm definitely sorry for their loss as well. The young man, yeah, yeah, it's absolutely horrible. He
Yeah,
had,
any idea what made him flip?
I'm going to reserve the I'm going to reserve my pastoral which I never took, my pastoral obligation to remain silent. Things were shared with me that were shared on a family level that I shouldn't. Um,
Yeah, I understand.
yeah,
No problem.
exactly. Yeah, I'm
I
not
get
being
it.
a jerk. I'm
No,
just,
no, 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 no. You're not being a jerk.
yeah.
You're up. You're
The
keeping
you're
up with what.
story
respecting a
is
family's
out there.
privacy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys, the story's out there. Um, I would acquiesce to the story, but there's more to it. I find it terrible that the son did that to the mom. And like I said, the most difficult thing was meeting the parents, and they're older. You're a very nice couple, but they're older, and to have to suffer the loss of their daughter. I made the mistake. I told them, I understand what you're like. Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't. I don't understand. There's no way I can understand. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I'm saddened by your loss. The way life is designed, it's not designed for parents to bury their children. It's not meant to happen that way. So,
Even more sad is the fact that they lost their daughter, and theoretically they also lost their grandson because he did it.
yeah,
They have two losses.
illicit substances may have been involved, but recurrent,
So,
and it's. I believe the kid's gonna plead that he was not all there.
diminished capacity.
Um, no, just mental issues.
Mm.
I believe that's what they're gonna plead, and this is what I've read. It's not what's been revealed to me. It's really sad. It's really sad that people, folks. I am not stronger than anyone. I'm not smarter than anyone. But one of the greatest shocks I ever had was when a classmate of mine that I grew up with. I went to school with them from 85 to 87. I was a junior, they were a freshman. And obviously, the last year I went with them when they were senior and they were sophomores. And we were very close after. And the person admitted to me one time, and I was shocked that they smoked marijuana. And this was probably in the early 90s. I was shocked, just shocked. I have never done any sort of illicit substance, uh, other than going to baseball games and smelling it. My sister Alma, I always thought was funny. We'd go to a baseball game and someone's smoking marijuana, and I would always say to myself, "How the hell do you know?"
Oh,
I
that is
never uttered it. I never, but I always thought it was funny because she would get mad. She goes, someone is smoking there. And now looking back, I could smell that acrid because it smells. Marijuana stinks. So and I've smelt it more often where I've caught the aroma. But anyway, I never did because in my universe, I saw people around me that I saw what alcohol, I saw what illicit substances, drugs, did to them. And these are people that I knew and thought were strong, physical, mental people. And I saw what that stuff did to them. Hell no. I'm not going to do that. And since I was a tax preparer early on, I had learned on how people had achieved success and how many had achieved success or what helped them to achieve success. Wolf of Wall Street type of stuff. And I said, no, I can't. It's not for me. I just cannot. I will not do so. And I am naive to all that stuff. I really don't know. If someone tells me they've been dry for several years, my first thought is, you haven't showered for a bit? No, I'm just kidding. I'm being stupid at this point. I know it means they haven't had a drink for a while. And, I admire people that don't drink and don't take the substances. They've been down that road and they've recovered. I know what that stuff has done to people. So I'm not holier than thou, folks. I have just seen what it does to people, and I'm like, no way. No way. I can't go down that road. You know what my drug is? Cherry Coke, baby. So.
At least it's not the dreaded cherry Pepsi. Disgusting
Oh my
stuff.
goodness, my daughter's hooked on the cherry Pepsi right now, and I swing both ways.
Oh God, I said that one time working at work
Yeah.
with a fellow nurse,
Yeah.
and they was going to do a McDonald's run because we were it was lunchtime, and he asked me. He goes, "Oh, what do you want? Pepsi, Coke, what?" I said, "Oh, I don't care. I swing both ways." And he looked at me dead serious and goes, "Well, honey, so do I." And it was like, okay.
Well, prior to COVID, I had the same thing happen to me when I talked about the little mustache that I had in the front of my car. Because remember, Lyft started with the big old mustache that was in front of the car on the hood or the fender. And I only had that small little one that's in my windshield or on the dash. And I used that joke because the Uber passengers would always pick up on it. Oh, do you drive for Lyft as well? I'm like, yeah, I swing both ways. Being a joke, and one customer pressed and pressed and pressed where they weren't kidding. I stopped saying that joke. So I get it. But yes, I go for cherry Coke and I'll go for cherry Pepsi as well. Sorry. I do swing both ways on that one. But no, I will not do diet. Ugh.
I prefer diet. It's sweeter.
What?
Yeah, it's sweeter.
Anime girl, do you want to comment on that?
Do I want to comment on what?
On the diet being sweeter?
I don't know. I don't drink Coke. I hate
Oh,
the
very
stuff.
good. I mean any diet drink.
Yeah, any diet drink.
Any diet drink, yeah, it's a hell of a lot sweeter. It's horrible. It tastes like tasting bloody crap. To be honest.
Okay, whatever. You ladies stay on your side, whatever.
You know what? I am so sour half the time. I need to have that
Really?
little extra sweetness. Yeah, you haven't noticed?
No, I
Matt
don't. I
says-
don't like the zero and the sugar free. It's horrible.
I used to drink Pepsi free back in the 80s, so I didn't know any better. I thought that tastes good. Now looking back, now I understand why I have issues up here. Matt says, I got Coke Zero. I tried having my sister last night get me a 1 liter bottle. Oh, wow, the 20 ounce is fine. Hey, the drug is a drug, pal.
I
So-
always remember with Coke. One of the reasons I went off Coca-Cola was I always remember reading about a construction worker in New York who used to drink a bottle of Coke every day while he worked for about 30 odd years.
Yeah.
And he ended up going sterile. And they traced it all the way back to the damn Coke.
Wow.
And I thought, you know what? If that does that to a guy who's a big, beefy construction worker, what the hell is it going to do to someone? No, we ain't even going to go there. I've had Coke when I used to drink Bacardi and Coke. They used to put Coca-Cola in it, but the Coke on its own, no, never a fan. I was
What you
more
need to do is Coke and peanuts.
no, I was more Fanta and cream soda. I used to love American cream soda.
Oh, Fanta's good too.
Yeah. Fanta is nice. Fanta actually was made in originally came from Germany. I never realized. It was made during a certain era in Germany in the Coca-Cola factories because they couldn't get Coca-Cola.
Wow.
I dare say you can work out what I'm on about when I say a certain era in Germany.
Yeah.
It's where Fanta comes from. But no, I remember going to Hong Kong and they had this. It was a very light lime green, and it had on the bottle American cream soda. And the guys from the 7th Fleet used to drink it by the gallon
Yeah.
when they were at any of the games. And I got into it from there, and I used to like it. Never found it since, though, unfortunately.
You want to do a good cream soda? Try Henry Weinhardt's. Like their orange cream, even their root beer is phenomenal.
Okay, I'll have to see if anybody over here sells it. But no, all I get when I get cream soda over here is it's the same people that make Bar's Iron Brew. They make a Bar's American cream soda, but it's more clear like lemonade, and it doesn't quite have the same taste, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, I rarely ever get cream soda myself. But they have different flavors over here. And I just I stick to the cola. I really don't go for Sprite or 7-Up or any of those. But I have, can I, will I? Sure. I have. I get a little brave every now and then. I'll have a Sprite and a 7-Eleven, but those aren't my things. I go
Oh, you
dark.
need to hang out with me when I do a witch's brew.
Say
Now,
what?
what is a witch's brew? Because I found out that from the 1950s, a zombie is where you get your drink and you go to the fountains and you get a little bit of everything. And in my day, in the late 70s, early 80s, we used to call that a suicide. What is a witch's brew?
Exactly that, and then you add on
It's a
top of it.
suicide woman.
Well, no, it's everything basically that the um, dispensers have. Then you add cherry Kool-Aid to it.
Okay.
My
That's a
It's
mind
a
is
witch's
huge,
brew.
boggled.
it's a huge rage, like when we do parties or things like that. And if you want on top of that, then you can either add rum or vodka.
Matt says, I drink Coke or Sprite Zero to get the nasty meds taste out of my mouth. Jeez.
Oh, I can go with that, Matt. I can certainly go with that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I don't think any of us are prepared to argue that one. So
Oh no. Says
I
the
like
man that
eating
eats.
nasty things, though, Tony.
Says the man that eats burgers where you have to climb them before you can eat the damn things.
okay, that's funny. Tony, I have had this sitting on my desk for the last week. I've been drinking so much water that I think LA is going to declare a water emergency because of, unfortunately, I guess I did not drink enough water. But again, I know why I have what I have, and it's because of all the different medications. So it's one of those things. So I'll have to go in there and get it fixed. The infection. Yeah, you mix drinks. That's what most kids did. Yeah, that's what we did. It's exactly what we did. So, um, yeah, it's okay. Well, I don't know who's going to win. I would hope Detroit, but it doesn't matter to me whether it's Detroit or the Indians. Uh, I like my chances against the team, and between the Dodgers and the Mets, I've said the most dangerous team is the Mets right now. So the Dodgers have their hands full, but they didn't get past an easy team, the Padres. The Dodgers got past a very good team. And I said earlier, I say it again. It's better that the Dodgers face the Padres because it makes them stronger in the long run. The Dodger chances of winning the World Series are quite good. But no, you know what? I'm not even going to say that. The chances of beating the Mets are good, but the Mets are freaking hot right now. And sometimes it's better to be hot than good. So I don't know. Um,
There was a 17-year stretch, a full solid run, that every year I managed to pick the winner of the World Series. I haven't gone back in and looked that hard now in 10 or 15 years, but I think I might start getting back into that and seeing if my good luck stuff still holds.
okay. Well, we'll see. All right. Well, we're nearing the end. I'm gonna have to call. Like I said, I wanted to call it before 10. We're getting close. There are some other stories which we could have gone over, but we're probably gonna have to save them for next week, or I don't know. We'll see. But is there anything that you guys wanted to hear? I'm gonna save some of the stuff for next week. So
No, I'm fine. I'm as I said, I'm not feeling that bright myself, so I can understand, you know, wanting to bail out early. Hey ho.
Yeah, I'm the
yeah.
same way. I've got a lot of stuff I need to start doing as far as what's going on with my website, so or
Oh,
Facebook
okay.
page.
Yeah.
So.
Matt says he wishes that there was a 7-Eleven next door. I have one just down the street, Matt. I hear you. And it's
Yeah.
even closer than they've ever been to me in my. Well, I don't know if the one over in Southgate was close. That one was just up the block. I don't know. I don't know which one's close. I guess the one in Southgate. And I rarely ever walked over. I used to Sunday morning when I was much younger in the 80s and 90s. I would wake up Sunday morning and I would go get a super big gulp, whatever that thing was, and I would get the Sunday newspaper, and that's what I would do Sunday morning. Read the newspaper. I would put it all over the floor in the living room. And that's what I did on Sunday mornings.
Hopefully, you went with the comics section first.
I don't know. I was an avid reader of a lot of stuff. I think I avoided the food section.
Ooh, that's some of the best parts. What's on sale? What's not? What looks yummy?
This is visiting Red Sox. I mean, so sorry. Don't pick my Tigers then. But Tony, you want to face the best and you want to beat the best. Sorry, buddy. It's the way it is. So, Matt, when you get a chance, please get the teams that you did not pick, get them posted there on the Facebook page. And for everyone else, I want to thank, that you were able to get the stuff done when you were able to get it done. And that's it. And as far as earlier today, this morning, ladies and gentlemen, there are times that there are growing pains, even when you're 16 or 17. Sometimes those glasses need to be cleaned off. And, moving forward, we do it because of you. And the failure on my part was missing a lot of things. And it's something I should have done a long time ago. And that's just simply taking a stand. And I am doing so. And I'm going to have to continue to do so. So it's not that I didn't want to. It's just it got old. And I failed a lot of people that are on NDB Media. And things happen quickly. So things have changed. A lot of it is how we deal with each other. And a lot of it is how we deal with our guests and people in the chat room. This is not something where, and I can imagine the comments I'm going to receive about, being left or woke or whatever. No, it's not any of that. It's just remembering that we're all human beings and we deserve all to be respected at all times, not to be ridiculed on air, not to be put into uncomfortable situations on air. And things have happened over the last few weeks that brought them to the fore. So changes are being made. And a lot of the ugly stuff boiled up. Hey, you know what? We're just going to move on. My promise to you has always been that we're going to do the best while we are on air. And we look forward to continuing being here. So I thank everyone involved. Hey, you know what? There are just times that we have to pay attention. I have to pay attention a lot more. The failures with me. And for that, I apologize. So we'll see what we'll have to do moving forward. Other than that, folks, I think we're done for now. And that's going to be it. Oh, and like I said this morning, I'm not going to address it any further. Action speaks for themselves. Words don't. I think we're going to call it. Liz, anything?
No, except for just in regularity for NDB Media. You've got 2 upcoming programs.
Yes, I do have guests that are going to be visiting with us. As a matter of fact, Joshua Maley will be joining us. His movie Waltz is going to premiere next week. So I'm going to have a look at the movie, and we're going to be talking about his movie. It looks great so far, but I haven't seen the movie. I have the ability to see it, so I'm going to see it. And then on October 17th, H.G. Whaley, actor of Mammoth, is going to be on. Michael is doing the interview on Talented Universe.
Both Michael and I are.
On October 21st, Nick Valente will be joining us. He is one of the premier cryptid investigators in the United States and around the world, which I probably need to correct. So there's a few things going on over the next few days. Stay tuned. I probably will be on later on tonight. Depends on how I feel, but I'm really looking to be on later on tonight, so we'll see. So thank you for that reminder. Anime Girl, anything else?
No, I ain't got nothing. Not a thing.
Thank you, Matt. Thanks, Tony. I know you guys are still with us. My sisters are still with us. I'll talk to you guys soon. Matt says, see you guys when I can. Matt, we're praying for you.
Yeah, you come on home, boy.
Yeah, we can't wait till you recover. So, folks, we'll see you guys on the other side.